Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Chat, hello. What's going on, everybody? Hope you all having a good morning, or good afternoon, or a good evening, wherever you may be. I am Pumpin P1. Hope you guys hope you guys are having a good week, actually. My week is actually going pretty good. Uh, there's a couple things I want to talk about before we get started on the stream. I think that need to be addressed in a sense. Nothing terrible. Nothing bad. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna rip that right now. There's nothing bad happening. All right, nothing bad's happening. I'm actually very blessed. It's just I'm gonna make a pivot in a sense. So essentially, I think I'm going to make a pivot on the long form videos, more or less like how I want to make trailers for my streams. I liked, I really enjoyed doing the short films on top of that, but then I realized, and this is not about the views in a sense, this is just more about my capacity in a sense. Basically, I want to transition from making the short films to just making trailers for the games that I'm playing, and kind of like almost like a hype video in a sense. And then if I like making them, if I like the chapter enough, then I would just make like a PGR discussion about it rather than making a short film about it, because I think I'm starting to notice that I'm getting a little burnt out making those short films, and I don't want to get burnt out on making those short films, because then quality drops, authenticity drops, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to give you guys shit videos. So I'm going to make the pivot of making just trailer videos for the stream, because I like streaming. I really do. Uh, it's been so fun with streaming. The other thing is that my shorts, my shorts kind of highlight the story in a sense, because of anything big that happens or anything big that I like, I'm posting it on the short that I like. And I think I need to follow what I'm doing with my shorts and just post long form videos that I like posting. And like I said, I don't dislike making the long form videos. I just don't want to get myself burnt out making those long form videos. Uh, Due to the fact of, one, it's a lot of time that I have to try to figure out on top of me working right now. So I want to be able to ease my way making long form again. And when I do take this full time, I'll have like an additional 8 hours of my time to pour into the content. So I'll be able to maybe one day when I do take this full time, I'll be able to go back to making those short films, back to making making them out on a weekly basis. But for now, it's just more of, let me just focus on the streams, let me focus on the shorts, and let me focus on, if I want to make a long form video, it's just going to be like a PGR discussion and maybe like 5 minutes. They're not going to be too long, just because I don't want to waste you guys' time. I just want to be able to make the video that I like, talk about it not long enough to where it doesn't look like I'm yapping about it, hit the points that I'm wanting to hit on it, and then just call it a day. I think that'll be more beneficial for me, and it'll. I think I was spreading myself too thin on top of that, with making the long form videos, because I would stay up a lot. I would lose sleep a lot. I would be losing sleep big time, and sleep's important. Sleep's very important, especially uh, with a job I'm doing right now. It's physically demanding, and it can be mentally demanding in a sense. But I don't want to. I don't want to put all my eggs on those long form videos when, you know, I trust my shorts to do well. I trust my streams to do well every time. And so I just want to make that pivot of let's get away from long form video. Let's get away from the short films right now until I'm better able to put more time into it and not feel like I'm getting burnt out on it. So I think that'll be the move. And you know, if I lose people, then you know, hey, that's all right. You know, it's part of the journey. People are gonna come, people are gonna go, people are gonna watch, people are gonna look at the garden, and then they'll move on. So, like I said, I'm not terribly mad if people don't want to watch that. On top of that, it'll be one hell of a story to talk about of how I made so many pivots. So that's the move. That's the move. So long form videos probably won't be coming out for a while just because of everything that's happening. But the streams will not be affected. The short film or the shorts will not be affected. It's just the long form videos will take a little bit longer just because I want to focus on the hyping up the streams. And on top of that too, if gives me more time to fuck with the trailer in a sense, so I could put a lot more time into that trailer since it's only going to be like 3 minutes. Figure out the song that I want and then immediately go from there. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that. So like I said, it's a pivot. It's a pivot for sure. However, it'll be a necessary pivot for me for now. So, anywho, I don't want to talk any more longer than needed. We are getting ready to continue on with chapter 26. We've only made 28% headway, which is fucking insane. And yeah, we're going to continue with that. We're also going to be doing polls later because I think Vera just came out. Vera came out like yesterday, I think. And so we're going to be doing polls. I have enough. Don't worry, I have enough. Since I got very lucky with Selena's poll on Tuesday. So we're going to be doing polls later. We're going to check out the skins. We're going to check out anything new I think that came out. And yeah, we're going to go from there. So it's gonna be a fun stream regardless. I just wanted to get that out of the way so that way people know what to expect moving forward with long form videos. Like I said, the long form videos are going to be the most affected, but the shorts will stay the same and the streams will stay the same. Shorts will come out every day, 10:30, and my streams come out Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. So nothing changes on those two fronts since those are my two strongest points. Those are my two strongest strengths that I have right now. It's just the weakest link is the long form videos. But I think making that pivot to make hype videos for the stream will help boost that. And I think that'll be a very nice welcome. So, anywho, that out of the way, let us get started on chapter 26. Cradle Parade. Alright, last time we ended off, we were right at, I believe, Lamia's getting ready to, like, break or, like, show herself, because she's starting to forward on her defenses a lot. So here we go. Caught right on. Here we go. Once the call is cut off, Lamia temporarily reverts to her original appearance. She stares down on her legs, indistinguishable from the humans, lost in thought. The orphanage. Back in Atlantis, she had wished countless times to leave this place sooner and see what the real world was like. But what happens after that? Want to bet on your luck? Want to bet that you'd be sent on a legal orphanage instead of getting dragged into some inhuman experiments? No child who falls into that kind of hell has it easy. A premature death might actually be a mercy. I forgot Lillian had a fucked up past. Those unfortunate enough to survive spend decades trying to escape the trauma. Personally, I think compared to those people, Ascendants aren't so bad. I was gonna say, they're not terrible. There are some bad apples, but that don't mean like the rest of the apples are bad. With a bitter smile, she handed over the identity to Lamia. Lamia wanders absent-mindedly along the corridor, preoccupied by the past memories. Gabriel's disappearance didn't faze her. Roland and Alpha were constantly busy doing what they could for Luna. She'd grown accustomed to that too. Even certain humans who used to contact her often said his wish had been fulfilled and there was no need for them to remain in regular contact. Even Lillian found a better, more reliable place to be. And that was how those who had formed fragile bonds with her in her past all left in one end, one after another. Lamia sighs and squats down in the corner. She's not utterly clueless regarding where to investigate. She just rather avoid it if possible. For she has detected a large concentration of red tide under the ground at the end of the corridor, alongside the punishing hetero hive with an extremely high concentration. Let me turn this up just a tad. There we go. How will she clear the red tide, expose the target, and then lure those two unsuspecting individuals over here? This is exhausting. If it weren't for how dire the situation is, she had snuck off with the unnoticed corner and spent her time gazing at the sky or the sea, indulging in trivial thoughts for at least a blissful moment. Can't rest now. Must come up with something quickly. Though she is determined, her body refuses to cooperate. Lamia sighs again, looking down at the basic terminal they gave Lillian in the mermaid's hand holding it. There are many dangers here, just like the Grey Raven Commandant said. Cooperation is essential for defeating Lithos and possibly escaping. Lamia was included as part of the team under Lillian's identity, but all that was just a lie after all. How much longer can she keep this lie going? Once exposed, she'll be attacked from all sides. She's no stranger to this feeling of belonging nowhere. Like the mermaid princess and the daughter of the sea, who gave up her fishtail in order to walk among humans, this place, no matter how magnificent, was never meant for her. A mermaid princess? I do like that they do reference a lot of real world shit, like the actual Disney mermaid. They add an alien reference in Isla's chapter, so it's nice that they add little hints and pieces like that into the story. It's very nice. It's a nice touch. That sounds a bit too lavish. A title for her. Lamia feels way more likely like a lone monkey undercover in the crowds of humans. With this thought, she finds it even harder to continue her investigation. Might as well pretend to have lost a terminal, she tells herself. That way, she can rest here for a while longer, accompanied by her melodic thoughts and mental exhaustion. As long as no one finds out she isn't slacking off, all the investigations are smoothly carried on. As long as no one sees. Huh? A faint breeze drifts through the silent corridor. How can there be wind in this kind of place? She stares toward the direction of the wind is coming from, and at the end of the corridor, a nightmarish figure appears. Oh shit! Loki's here. Oh boy. Found you. Oh boy, here we go. Little pseudo fight, pseudo boss fight, and bro, this is insane. Damn. That's a nice transition. I like that transition a lot. That's a clean transition. Oh. It hurts. 4, 3, 1. Now we go here. 1. Here. Oh, she went in the face. Yeah, for that. Whoa. Okay, I guess it. It hurts. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. It hurts. Get out of here. There we go. That should kill. No, it does not. Never mind. I thought it would kill. Nice. Woo. Okay. 2, 1. Nice. Whoa. Okay, here we go. Doesn't kill, but we're close. Woo! There we go. Nice tomato. Okay, episode 10. Oh, also, really fucking quick, I've been playing a new anime game. Now, okay, here's the other thing. I don't really play PGR outside of streaming just because, so that way I don't burn myself out. Because that's also a big factor. That's also a big thing too, is that like if I'm streaming a game, I really don't want to play it off stream because I don't want to burn myself out just doing dailies to weeklies. Now, granted, I'll get a lot of resources from it and I'll be able to get a lot of polls, but I'm not really too worried about the polls either because I still have the standard banner selected for the 6-star, so I'm not terribly mad about it. But I haven't played any of the games that I have on my desktop because those games that are on my desktop right now are going to be games that I will eventually play later down the road. So I haven't done anything, but I found a new game. It's very recent too. It's like it just came out very recently, and I fucking love it, dude. I don't say that word often, but it's so fucking fun. And it's a horse racing anime. Uma Masane, or however the fuck you say it. Pretty Derby. Bro, that game is fun. Now, I've watched the anime. It is easily one of my favorite sports animes. So fucking good. I just got done watching the Cinderella Grey on Prime, because I think that's where it's watching at. Dude. It's good. I don't know if it's better than season 2, but I like it so far. It's pretty damn good. I know part 2 of season 1 comes out like later this fall, so we're gonna see. But the game just came out for global, I think about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and bro, it's so good. I'm having a lot of fun with it so far, and I like the story. The story is really good, and it's voice acted on the story, so it's very fun for me. So I just wanted to give you guys that. All right, here we go. Episode 10, Storm Impending. The illusion collapses and the surrounding scenery reverts to its original state. I did it. Lamia stares down at her hand in disbelief. This is the first time she's defeated a transcendent all by herself. I forget that Loki's a transcendent. And it's Loki, no less, who's an adept attacker. But the joy is short-lived, for her defeated opponent soon shakily rises from the floor. As if spurred on by her own cries of agony, Loki expands the battered wings, struggling to ascend into the air in the narrow tunnel. I'll kill you, I'll kill you, I'll kill you all! No one can ever hurt me again! You were the one who attacked me first! Loki can hear Lamia's protest amid the chaos. Driven by rage and despair, she charges at Lamia with all of her might. Let me go, let me go, let me go! Is she hoping to escape from this cramped cage? Or is she grown tired of this body she's imprisoned in? The crazed goose actions seem to be dictated by her overflowing pain. Even though she clearly sees Lamia's dodge, she still chooses to charge in the same direction, nevertheless. Oh, damn! Oh, wow. Okay, 1, Loki's getting destroyed, and 2, who in the fuck are you? God damn! That character design is interesting. The force of ramming tears apart her already shattered frame completely. The caged goose, finally having nothing left to give, sinks into her mother's embrace along with the crumbling floor. Is that Cynthia? What is that? Foamy red tide splatters everywhere, revealing her face as serene as a statue. In her embrace, Loki's cries gradually weaken, her unquenchable fury dissolving under the bizarre giant tree like a pillar in water. Or like a pill in water. The woman whose form has completely merged with the giant tree tenderly embraces the dying figure in her final moments. Okay. Lamia remains frozen in place for a full minute before mustering the courage to cautiously approach a strange tree. Its roots are submerged in the red tide. Lamia can keenly sense that the red tide beneath the ground she saw before had in fact originated from these very roots. They buried underground in the room, the red tide flows through them, as if they are, or were, blood vessels. Looking up, she sees Objects resembling blood bags hanging from the treetop, also absorbing the red tide transported over by the roots. She could even see some wriggling captures inside them. They're just like the artificial wounds I read about in the materials. Oh, that was her talking. Oops. Could it be that those weird hetero creatures were born from here? She steps into the red tide, hoping to pluck the bag for a closer observation, but a strange twitching from underneath her feet nearly drags her under the ground. Ah! She shoots up in horror and flees the area, narrowly escaping being entangled in the roots. Lamia senses that buried secrets below and realizes the need for deeper investigation into the red tide disturbance. However, the sticky feeling clinging to her legs makes her utterly unwilling to approach the spot again. She looks around, hoping to find something else she can investigate. Okay. Soon, she notices that the walls are covered in honeycomb-shaped metal shelves resembling cremation furnaces. She smashes open a sealed shelf door and pours out a huge jar from inside. It contains soaked body, facial features completely indistinguishable. That's disgusting. All the limbs have been removed, and this frame's so small. Is this Lithos? Oh, does she find the... Lamia taps the jar curiously, wondering if it can be destroyed just like that. But right after that moment, the red tide beneath the tree begins to pulsate strangely again. She knows she just can't keep dragging it out. Lamia sheaths her weapon and reverts to Lillian's form. She pulls out Lillian's makeshift terminal, ready to call for Lillian's reinforcements. Perhaps the impact from the previous battle was too great, or the quality of makeshift terminal was poor to begin with. No matter what and how Lillian fiddles with it, she gets no response. Is it broken? As if to add insult to injury, the strange surge of echo overtakes her sense once more. Just stay calm. There's nothing to be afraid of. She tiptoes closer to the giant tree adorned with embryos, peering into the red tide underneath the woman. Are those eggs? As if drawn by an irresistible force, Lamia reaches out her trembling hands as if to lift up the blood-red abyss, an egg that's pulsating like a heart. In that instant, countless vivid illusions flood her vision. Whoa. It's over, Grey Ribbon Commandant. Now, okay, hold on. What you mean by that? Lamia's head throbs in pain, conscious nearly torn to pieces by a maelstrom of information. This is mine. I'm not giving it to anyone. The heavy sensation in her hands is like holding a baby. Now, I'm assuming that's us in a different timeline where we die. She's losing control over her body, her consciousness flowing out like a skull, like water. Keep it right there. Rest in peace. Join Cynthia in your eternal grave at the bottom of the sea. Okay, yeah, this is... Now that I have the key, I won't have to worry about anything anymore. No, this isn't right. The mermaid has turned into a Mariante who surrendered everything to the monstrosity in her hands. This is punishment you deserve, Ascendant. The youth's empty eyes are filled with murderous intent. You should already know that. Even if you obtain the key, you still won't be able to reach the tower summit. Yet, what is happening here? The final gunshot brings inevitable death. She is dragged into the bottomless darkness by icy cold waves, only to open her eyes again under the ghastly fluorescent lights of a medical room. Is that... Mother? The woman's body is covered by green surgical drapes, her exposed wounds haunting the ghastly. Director, this is Lamia's child. It's a girl. No, this isn't the time to look at me. There's another person over there. Save her! Please, save her! Yet memories are incapable of giving a response. Mother. She steps behind the curtain and extends her hand toward the lifeless body. Oh, that's Cinderelic. I've finally returned to your side. Please, take me back. Let me return to your body. Don't leave me. Please. Love me. Please. Love me. If you could give birth to me once again, this time, I would surely do better. Her pleas stir the emotions of the being closely entwined with her, creating a sense of sorrow and yearning that binds the two when tied together. That's right. Just one more step forward. Closer. Closer. Just one more step forward. She'll be able to touch the mother she never met and became one with her. That's interesting. Wow. A pair of hands grip her tightly from behind. I'm assuming this is going to be us. Ah! She's awake. Oh, she awakens from the illusion and finds herself back in a cold, silent reality. Due to the shock, the egg in her hand has fallen back into the pool of red tide. What were those visions just now? Lami has no idea, but she has an inexplicable feeling that exactly what Luna is searching for. Or it's exactly what Luna is searching for. Are you insane? Jumping into the red tide with your arms around a head of a creature? I'm so sorry. She backs away hastily, almost tripping over a jar that was poured out. Sorry. I just got carried away. I shouldn't have used that harsh tone. Half an hour's passed with no word from you, so we came looking for you only to find you here zoning out with the head of creature in your place. The commandant was practically scared stiff. I was attacked. Loki was here. Loki? Oh my. Are you okay? Did she hurt you? Huh? In fact, this is the first time anyone's apologized to Lami after scolding her. Also the first time someone ever asked her if she was hurt. Usually, when she reported that she had just been attacked by an enemy, Luna and Roland would simply ask if she won the battle. As for Alpha, she would barely react. I'm fine. She crashed through the floor while charging at me, and I fell down here with her. She was already wounded then and ended up being consumed entirely by the red tide over there after the fall. I wanted to check if she was truly gone, and I began hallucinating immediately when I took a few steps in that direction. You were very close to the red tide. The fact you didn't turn into a corrupted is already a miracle in itself. Yeah. Luckily you guys arrived so soon, and I think I was only stuck there for a few seconds. You should establish a mind connection with me. It'd be too dangerous otherwise. No, there's no need. Seeing the doubtful look from the human beside her, Lillian quickly lowers her head. What? Oh, Dectorize. Oh, what the hell? What's that purple? Have a great time. Oh, did I just get raided? Hold on now. What is that? What's the crown that says #1? That's so weird. I've never seen that. Well, Deck Tours, hello. And I guess to the people that you just brought, hello. I am Poppin' P1. We're going on chapter 26 right now. We're at episode 10, I think. And so far it's really good. We just started though. We just very much started. And hey, we're doing stories. We're gonna be doing polls later for Vera, and I'm excited to see if we can try to get it before Pity. But anyway, Dectos, thank you for. I guess you rated me. I don't know. It didn't pop up saying you did. I thank you for popping in, and for the people who did, I thank you for popping in as well. If you did stream, I hope it went well. What'd you guys stream? The Honored One. Ah. Okay. Oh, either way, I'm very grateful that you decided to do that. You didn't have to. And I thank you for that. But yeah, I hope you had a good stream. Hope you had a great stream. I was just telling chat that I was playing Umamusun. I think that's how you say it. Pretty Derby, the new global game, the new racehorsing game that just came out. Dude, I'm having a blast with that game. It's so fun. I played it nonstop when I got home from work yesterday. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna read all this shit and do whatever I need to do. Dude, it's fun. It's fun. But it's a very small game, and I'm sure it's a very niche game for people to play, but I like it so far. It's really fun for me. Already dropped a little bit of money. I think I dropped like $40, which is not terrible. And so far I like it. I'm doing the main story too, and it's voice acted. And it's so nice. It's very nice to read door. So I'm having a blast with it. But yeah, again, I'm grateful you came. You decided to do this. It means a lot to me, actually. Never had someone rated me like that before. So, Dectors, I thank you. To everyone else, we're gonna get back started on this. Here we go. How did you two get here so quickly? We encountered some bizarre little creatures on the way. Oh, yeah. Those ones right there. He points at the phantoms resembling the sea creatures floating lightly in the air near the entrance. When you mentioned that someone could be guiding us along, I thought of them immediately. I was also guided by them. Do those little creatures usually tend to lead the way? I have no idea. It's not like others needed guidance before. They wouldn't be able to get out no matter what anyway. I'd love to catch one for research, but they always moved out of the way as soon as I reached out. They even led me straight to our enemies. I thought they were Lithos guards or something. Oh? They moved out the way? Huh? Didn't they do the same for you? You raise your hand and those jellyfish-like phantoms come swarming over, circling you gently before tenderly touching the wounds on your hand. What are they, healing me? Wait, don't move. She tiptoes over, but as she's about to pounce on one of them, they immediately vanish without a trace. Oh. Let's not worry about those harmless things right now. They seem to like the Commandant only. It'd be pointless to capture them. Well, look at this. Those ascendants sure are getting more twisted by the minute. What is this anyway? From a safe distance, he fires a few shots at the woman who's become one with the giant tree. The holes created by the shots only remain for a moment before automatically healing up. Shorthalt fires a few more shots only to receive the same result. Just like what happened with the twins before. It heals way too fast. Could it be that the Silthia that Lithos mentioned? That's what I thought. Most likely. We can't just leave this thing be. With the situation outside, we absolutely won't be able to withstand a second disaster brought by the twins. I agree. Do you still have those electromagnetic post bombs on you? Of course. Vixie Rodriguez. Hello. Hello. You seem like you've been playing PGR for a long time. Any first impressions as advice for players who were thinking of starting the game? I've been playing since day one, but I've been on and off for a little bit. I didn't really take this game back. I didn't really take the story more seriously, or the game, I guess, more seriously, till I started streaming about 5 months ago. If you're interested in playing the game, I will say, now, I don't know what the experience is like for the new players that do get into the resources and all that thing, because it's been a minute. If you're wanting to enjoy the story, if you can get past chapter 1 through, I want to say 11, 1 through 11, if you can get through that chapter, or those chapters, and you get to chapter 11, 12, and 13, you'll be chilling. You'll be chilling because the chapters 1 through 10 are really bizarre because it's weird pacing. The story really ain't that good on top of that. And so yeah, I would say if you can get through those chapters wise, if you're a story reader, you'll be chilling. And then the gameplay's good. I think in the beginning, I don't remember. But the fighting does get better in chapter 11 onward, and doesn't really start picking up until after you get to Liv's chapter. Once you get to Liv's chapter, from there on you start to see it picking up a notch. But on top of that, I just enjoy the game. Don't worry about meta gameplay. You know, for me, it's more of I may have a meta team, but that don't mean I play the meta way. Like, for me, I'm doing full rotations on everybody. I'm not really worried about high score or any of that. I'm just worried about seeing the gameplay, seeing the fighting, seeing me fully utilize my team to their abilities, and just having fun with it. I think I'll get some food to eat because the stream is streaming, but the food is not fooding. You're good. Hey, all good, Dr. Horse. Decked Horse. Sorry, my fault. Decked Horse. Go get your food. Go get some stuff in your belly. Get drink water too on top of that. Zam, mommy, Sothia. So this is Sothia. This is Sothia. Wow, I cannot speak. Sothia. That is good to know that because I thought that was her, but I didn't want to know. I didn't know for sure. Kentarella's But yeah, I would say just enjoy the game. If you want to pull if you have it. For characters wise, just kind of go. Any of the Gen 3 characters are good. Any of the Gen 2 characters are good. The Gen 1 characters, they're nice, but you know, like that's just every beginning game's gonna have its flaws. The Gen 1 characters aren't really that good. Gen 2 characters are good, and then Gen 3 characters are Gen 3 characters for a reason. But I would just say have fun with the game. Don't if you're in a rush, you're gonna feel like it's not gonna be fun. Just enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. That's how I look at every game. I'm like, I don't give a shit what the online presence is, because on one, I don't have social media, so I live like a caveman. So it's like, if I'm playing a game, I'm playing it for fun. And there was a saying I heard. What was the saying? Do it for you, not for. I don't know. I think it's along the lines of this. Basically, just do it for you, not for others. Like if I'm playing a game, I'm doing it for me because I like playing the game. I like knowing the story. I like the characters. I like the gameplay. That goes with any of the game. That goes on like a Star Rail, we're doing waves. Okay, back third. Arc Knights, Azurlane, Uma Machine, Pretty Derby. Like I like those games because I like them. I don't, and respectfully, I don't really care if anyone else don't like them. If I like them, then I'm just gonna play it because at the end of the day, life's too short. And also at the end of the day, like 30 years from now, people aren't gonna remember. So that's just me. But impressions wise, be prepared for it to be a slow start if you're going to play the story. On top of you're going to get new characters, be prepared for it to be slow. And once you get to the boss fights, then you're going to have a real fun time. With Phantom Pancake, just enjoy that. With Warzone, I'm very competitive with Warzone, like with any really game. Like I'm very competitive. Like Rainbow Six Siege, I'm competitive as shit on that game. You give me like I don't need a warm up at all. I just go straight into competitive and do my work there. But with Warzone, I'm not worried about being in the top to get the promotion. Now, is it a nice add-on? Absolutely. However, I'm just more worried about if I can get a better high score than what I previously got last go round. That's the same thing with Simulated Siege. If I get in the top 3, if I get in the top 1, great. If I don't, great, because I don't really care. But it's more of, did I get better? Did I get better score than what I got last time? If I did, great. If I didn't, okay. What do I got to work on a little bit more? Maybe it was my rotations. Maybe I just wasn't quick enough with doing whatever. That's how I look at it. Totally agree. Games are meant to be for fun. My food is currently fooding, but I'll keep the stream on. Back on. Oh yeah, hey, of course. I'm glad I could help. Very grateful that I could help for you. All right. So now that we know that it's still there, we need to get started on the story again. Of course. Those are the most precious treasures I've got during my month of wandering here. I've blown up this place countless times in my dreams. But we still haven't found Lithos' mine backups. Should we use those honeycomb cabinets around here? The war zone is kind of cooked. Wares are just everywhere in my bracket. Hero doesn't let me promote. Oh yeah. Once you get into those top tiers, if you're dealing with whales, like you really gotta spend some money to get on that. Like that's the thing. You gotta spend some money to compete with those whales. Alright, more power to those whales, but you ain't gonna see me do that. Here we go. Hearing her words, you and Shorthalt immediately gather around the cabinets. This construct has nothing but a torso left. This should be it. Nothing but a torso? Huh? He pauses for a moment, then suddenly barks out a dry laugh. What? Oh, nothing. Just suddenly remembered that it was how I looked too when I first woke up. Huh? What do you mean by that? Oh, it's fine. I've already reassembled myself. Let's continue dealing with the following issues. I owe you a thank you too, by the way. Not only did we find the main target, but we also discovered Cynthia. This is a huge win for us. That's crazy that we just found her right off the blue and right off the bat like that. You really helped out a lot. Really? Oh, poor Lamia. She's finally getting praise, and she's like, wow, I got praise. Of course. Lamia is hit with a brief moment of joy, just like back then when she was given a coffee cup toy back in the day. Now that we found the target, let's get started. First, we dig out all the stuff in the cabinets. Those little ones have limited power. Shorthalt pipes open several cabinets in a row to check their contents while the two behind them stand waiting. Oh, you guys just standing there or reminiscing over your glory days or something? Come and lend a hand. What? I wasn't. Lamia, who had just begun to relax due to the praise she just received and the fact that she hasn't been busted yet, tenses up once more. Sorry. I'm coming. You've already helped a lot on the way here. You aren't fully recovered yet, Commandant, so take it easy. Lillian, come help! I feel like a bodyguard and a nanny at the same time. It was just like this when I was back in Scarab. Things haven't changed one bit. Lillian approaches immediately amid Shorthalt's complaints. I heard that in thriller movies, the most reliable characters are always the one who die first. Are you cursing me now? No. She expects Shorthalt to laugh it off, yet he simply pauses working and heaves a long sigh. Who knows? That might exactly be what happens next. For some reason, I've been feeling a strange sense of deja vu during this journey with the two of you. As if this is the first time I've done these same things. Lithos didn't mention reuniting again. Forget it. I find this path here eerie familiar, that's all. But everything feels alien again now that I've reached this point. His consciously touches the pocket holding his candies, now entirely empty. I remember that Veralia gave me a whole pack. There were over 100 candies in there, but I only recall eating 2 and giving you 1. It's like there's a piece of my memory that's missing. I also don't understand why Lithos left me alive. He could have easily killed me here. After thinking about it, I've decided that there's only one possibility. I could still come in the useful part of his plan. Useful, huh? We've come this far. Things have gone far beyond Lithos' expectations. What happens next is anyone's guess. If I can't make it back, bring a message to Veralia for me. Tell her I deleted all my embarrassing videos. No, actually, just say hello to her and Wan Shi for me. I've had enough of you and your stupid faces. Don't rush me to join anytime soon. Yeah, that sounds about right. Tell them that. You can tell them yourself. We're all gonna make it back safe and sound. I'd love to go back with you if I can, of course. It's just that, you see... Don't you think this is kind of the situation that often appears in movies? Soon, we'll be encountering an even greater crisis. Only through a soldier's sacrifice can the knight protect the princess and make their safe escape. Man, if he fucking dies, bro. The people cheer for the victory, and the sacrifice ends up being merely celebrated for a short while, or completely forgotten. Unless we have an insane scriptwriter here, it's the most likely outcome. What happens if the scriptwriter is indeed insane? In that case, everyone besides the real villain meets a grisly end, or ends up living a life worse than death. But who's the real villain here? Lamia wonders. Oh wait. But who's the real villain here? Lamia wonders, though she can't voice her question. Compared to such unexpected outcome, I'd much rather that the plot follows the usual cliches. At least you guys get to live. Shortheart. What? Given my corruption level, my wounds, I'd probably be the first to fall. Isn't that the time you say don't give up hope? There's always a way. Can't believe that you, the great hero, walking beacon of immunity, are saying such a thing. I'm human too. I also get to feel sorrow. Huh. True. This situation is completely different from what we've been through in the past. No allies, no way out. Our bodies slowly decaying. Even a hero can feel lost if suddenly blinded. As confused as I may be, I'll fight to the very end. He burst into laughter and was reaching out to slap your shoulder, but catches himself just in time. Okay, I'll fight next to you to the very end. Well, this chapter here, spoiler. Oh, hold on, don't spoil. I ain't gonna look if that's a spoil. Oh, okay, you should spoiler, I guess. Spoiler, I guess, need playable voodoo. She's looking good here. I know a little bit about the clones. They touched a little bit about it in this chapter. I don't know the full details yet. If voodoo becomes playable, which would be insane because we did see her in this chapter, and those eyes were a menace to society. Holy shit. It'll be nice. I don't know, but I don't know who's become playable, because I know they made a survey saying that you can pick a character that can become playable, and then there's one that you think needs to get one that needs an upgrade, and then one that gets to become playable eventually. That's what it was. There's two different things, but you could choose who you wanted to get a playable character, and then who needed an upgrade, which is very nice. Lillian? Huh? Though I'm in no position to say this as an injured one, in such a perilous situation, the only way we can escape is by sticking together. Don't be afraid to rely on others. We're also relying on you. If anything happens, make sure to establish a mind connection with me. Lamia would have been super touched and grateful if the human hadn't addressed her as Lillian in the beginning. Yeah. I understand. Even if we weren't here, the world outside is filled with the corrupted and hetero creatures. It sure is rare for someone as introverted as you to survive this long without seeking help or offering your own. I remember Dark Ares is done recuperating and will be proceeding to the clean zone for missions. Simon told me back then that everyone was getting along much better than when the squad was first reformed. Now this is a topic Lamia knows nothing about. Lillian rarely shares any stories about Dark Ares and certainly doesn't seem close to anyone, but judging from her attitude toward the team, this is likely the truth. Unable to find an explanation, she remains silent, helping Shortheart smash the cabinets. Okay, I needed to make sure that there was nothing I missed. Under the eerie gaze of a giant tree, the three spend half an hour there just smashing the cabinets. After pulling out all the jars, they finally notice the bodies in the jars in the back. Some of them are significantly larger than the previous one, resembling the adult's torso more than anything. Why do these torsos vary in size? Probably vessels for different body types. Let me see. Carefree Dot! Welcome! Hey, you didn't miss much. Well, I guess we just met Sylthia, maybe? Who just kind of took Loki under the water. So, that's basically it, though. We're kind of just restoring torsos. So, you didn't miss much. for sure. Oh, also, I wanted to let you know. I don't know. I said in the very beginning of the stream, but I'm making a pivot in the long form videos. I'm going to be making hype videos now for the stream. So if you remember the short form renewal, that was like 3 minutes that like hyped up everything, and then it said like at the very end, streaming. We'll be streaming on like somewhere in May. I'm gonna make a pivot and do those instead of the short or the story summary for Commandant in a sense, or diary of a Commandant, or whatever, what the fuck it is. I'm gonna make a pivot from not making those anymore and pivot to making those hype videos to help support the stream. I realized a couple factors. Biggest one was that I started to see I was getting burnt out on making those long forms, or for making those short films, and I didn't want to burn myself out on one, the game, and two, the content overall. Since I don't want to half-ass anything, I don't want to give you guys, I don't want to give anyone shit quality of a video. I want it to be perfect. Not perfect. I want it to be good for me enough to know, like, okay, I can send this out and be proud of it. Granted, the other ones I'm very proud of as well. I just noticed that, but I noticed that it was affecting my quality of life outside of streaming and outside of work, for that matter too. So I will be making the transition to just making trailer videos to help boost the stream. And I think it'll be a nice pivot, because my shorts are kind of like, they kind of touch on like the bigger things that happen in the story or anything else that matters that happen, and then the stream, like the stream's a stream, you see everything in its full. And the streams and my shorts are like my two biggest strengths in this channel. My weak link is the long form videos, and I think making those trailers, I think, will help booster that strength to where I can now have a complete triangle. The other thing too is that when I do take this full time, like when I take this content full time, I'll have 8 hours added to the day for me to be able to work on the short films a lot more. So maybe like they will come back. Like, they're not going away forever. Just because, one, I really like making them. Just for right now, quality of life, I don't want it to fuck me over. So eventually they'll come back. But for right now, I think I want to focus on the trailers. I just want to see how it goes. Granted, I know the short films, they don't really get a whole lot of views, which I'm not mad about. I don't, at the end of the day, I'm proud of the videos that I come out and make. I just want to see, I want to make a pivot and see what works. Because to me, I think that's my weakest link. But like I said, I don't know how the outcome would be. I just want to give it a pivot and see what works, and see that if that will help. And if it doesn't, hey, then I'll make a pivot again and maybe I'll go back to those short films again. We're gonna see though, because on top of that, I don't want the short films to be like damn near like 20 minutes long. Since that's a lot of prep time that I have to try to. I think so. If a song is like 3 minutes long, I would have to figure out 3, 6, 9, 12, almost 7 songs. No. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. 7 songs out of that. So, gotta find your lane. I feel that, hey, ain't that the truth? Gotta find the lane. Gotta find the lane, and I think that's what I'm gonna try. Now I incorporate from what I learned from the short films into that. So we're just gonna test it out. We're gonna see how it goes and go from there. But yeah, like I said, I just want to make a pivot. I want to see if that will boost the long forms up more, and if not, then hey, maybe I'll go back to the short films again. So that way I'm not spreading myself too thin. For sure. But there's also going to be this effect of like, I think I'm finally hitting the road of like, oh, we here now. We've been doing it for 5 months, and now you're really starting to see like where you really have to dig in and stick with it. So hey, like I said, we're just going to test it out. I'm probably going to test it out. I'll probably test it out with this chapter after I beat this arc. I'll test it out, see how it does, and if I feel like it's not going to work, then I'm going back to those short films. I'll go back to the short films, creating those for the next arc. So we're gonna take a break. I guess it's a break. We're gonna take a break from making short films on this arc. We'll make the trailer video going into the next arc, and if I feel like I need to bring those short films back, I will bring them back. So I guess it's like a little, maybe month and a half break from the short films for 2 chapters. So not terribly long. So, but I just wanted to let you know, since I know you've been here for a minute, and I don't want to hide none of that shit from anybody. That's all I want to keep you guys up to date with everything that's going on this channel in the garden that I'm building. Ande, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. We're also going to be doing polls later. We're going to be polling for Vera. I'm going to hope that I can get her before Pity, like I did for Selena. We're going to see, though. But anywho, let's get back to the story. The jars holding the large torso all have an N at the beginning of their serial numbers. There are only a few of them in total, and they all boast more recent sealing dates. Might be new prototypes designed by Lithos. Let's not worry about that specifics right now. We have only one task: to destroy these things. These mine replicas, that bizarre tree, that woman inside of it, all of them must be destroyed. As he speaks, he smashes the final cabinet open and then freezes in place. Short halt. Following his gaze towards the last cabinet, you see a construct lying in a jar. Its overall outline ominously resembling... Is this... you? Shit! I should have expected Lithos to do this to me. Short halt, which one of you is the real one? You? Or the one in the jar? Shit! Damn! How would I know? Damn sentence. Should we rescue you from the jar first? Rescue? He looks down at his own self lying in the jar, then at the 2 people standing near him, a wounded human and the other petite girl with doggy eyes. This isn't a summoned ally from one of those video games. Its creator must have protected it with layers of encryption. We won't be able to unlock that. And if we can't awaken this thing, it'll just end up being an extra burden for us all. They might figure something out if we take it back from Babylonia, but... He clenches his fist in rage. What good does it have another me to do anyway? Who can guarantee that the other me will walk the same path I do? Even if I get lucky and somehow have another me to share the workload with, I'll have to share everything I like with him too. And if that's all, and then it's all right if it's just resources. But Veralia? What about Veralia? The seasoned soldier who's been calm and reliable all this while kicks the jar once and punches it as well before he begins pacing around anxiously. This self-inflicted struggle lasts a full minute before he recovers his cheerful tone and stops pacing. Alright, let's blow it up alongside everything else. To hell with those physiological questions. Who cares if it's the real me or not? I'm the one out of the 2 who's conscious now, and the only one who can make decisions. What does that tell you? It tells me that I'm the real one in this current moment, and nothing else matters. Let's go ahead and do it. These bombs I've been setting up for so long are finally gonna come in handy. Shorthalt drops his backpack to the ground. Yeah, let's get to work. But all that aside, can we really kill her this way? This place is filled with swarms of red tide, and head creatures can regenerate easily if there's red tide in the vicinity. He glances sideways at the giant tree. The woman inside the tree twists and turns slowly, as if trying to break free. Isn't destroying Lilith's mind replicas enough? Escaping as soon as we can is what matters the most. Escape? Escape where? Once the thing gets up, the whole world will be thrown into chaos.
He's right. Now that we discovered Cynthia, we can't let her leave. There's no turning back now. We can't just think of ourselves. We must stop the disaster from happening right here, right now.
Okay.
Start assembling, quickly.
Yeah. No one usually reluctantly compromises. Okay. Now, that I'm thinking about it, maybe I just need a break from the short films. Maybe that's what it is. I think it was, well, now, here's the other thing. Granted, we've been going on this thing for 6 months straight. Since coming back in March. April, May, June. We've been doing this for 4 months now. Maybe I think it was, maybe I need to take a break from the short films. Just maybe like, not, I wouldn't say make a pivot. I would just say take a step back from it. Because I think I was overwhelming myself. I think that's what it was. I think I was overwhelming myself. I think that's what it was. I think I was overwhelming myself with the workload that I was doing. So I think we're going to keep the short films. Because, matter of fact, the next one's ready to go. I just got to tweak a couple things, and it's ready to go. I think maybe that's what it is. I think maybe it was me overwhelming myself with it, because I think I was kind of forcing myself to like try to get it out on a reasonable time, because I wanted to get it done every week. But I think it's more, I don't want to put a timetable on getting that short film out. I think that's what it was. I think I was putting too much pressure on myself to get the short film out. I think if I take a step back, get it out when it gets done, and then post it. Maybe that's what it is. This is the beauty of me. This is the beauty of being a content creator. You get to think about all this shit and do like, man, what is gonna work? Or what do I think is gonna work? Man, got me all hyped up again. But I think that's what it was. I think that's what it is. I think it's putting too much pressure on myself, which I'm very tended to do. I'm very hard on myself. So I think that's what it was. So disregard everything I just said. Then I think we're gonna keep the short film. We're gonna keep it out. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen, because I think this is also to the point where I'm at. I hit the stump of like, okay, hey, the hype's gone. Now you just gotta continue to do everything. I think I'm finally realizing that I'm in the storm, and this storm's gonna be a minute. So I think that's what it is. I think I'm finally in the storm of how long are we gonna be in this storm for? So I think that's what it was. And this is what I really like, is that I can as quick as I'm able to fall, I'm very quick to just get right back up, dust myself off, and be like, all right, let's get back to it. So, Jeffrey Dutt, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry I said all that, but the short films ain't going nowhere. They're staying. They ain't leaving. They are not leaving. So, anywho, we are going to do this we're going to do this episode, and then we're going to do polls. I was going to say, it seems like everybody is changing up content because Rena just made a post. Did she really? What'd she post? Hold on, chat. We're going to look at this real quick. Because I know she's big. She's one of the bigger, like, I know you are a big one in the content creator space of PGR. I know she is. I know Great Ribbon Radio is. There's a couple more that are big in the space right now. Did she actually I know she's making a pivot. I know she's made a couple pivots. What the hell's her thingy? I gotta find it. Hold on, chat. I know we're kind of delaying everything, but we're to look. This isn't a YouTube announcement, and I'm not quitting YouTube. Really? Here. Fuck it. We'll pull. Yeah, we'll pull it up. We'll pull it up. We'll pull it up. Hold on, chat. Let's pull it up. Let's. Now, I am not a reaction channel. I'm gonna say this right now. I am not a I am not a slap tuber whatsoever. I just want to see but make it a change like that is very interesting to say the least. YouTube. I want to look at this, and I want to look at with you guys together. Cause we're all in this storm right now. Here we go. And we go mute and post. Open full. Boom. Okay. We're gonna look at it together real quick. That's talking game. Okay. Don't forget, this is what I'm saying. I'm not quitting YouTube, Limbus, and Arknights, read number 2 and number 3. Wording this post may be long, and I'm the one who animated the GIF. Okay, great. Well, at least you animated. That's probably big ups on that. Okay. Main channel will go into a free upload schedule starting in November because I've already scheduled 1 video a week until that month. Okay. No, you did not. You did not miss much. I was just talking to Carefree Dot about some things or making pivots in the channel, but then retract that pivot, and we're going to continue with my short films. And then he told me that looks like content creators in the PGR space are making changes for content. Rena made a post, and now we're looking at the post. And disclaimer, I am not a slop tuber. I am not someone who reacts to channels a whole lot. However, I do respect Trailblazer Rena a whole lot because, one, she's been in the game for a minute. And 2, she shouted me out. And I'm very grateful that she shouted me out. She did not have to do that whatsoever, and I'm very thankful she did. And I have a lot of respect for her. I have a lot of respect for the content creators in the game. Carefree Dot. I have a lot of respect for that man. So and he told me about this, so we're gonna read it. And like I said, I don't react to a lot of things, but when it's people that I respect, I'll react to it. I'll look and see what's going on. Okay. 1, you start seeing members only being released to the public once a week. Okay, it means you'll finally get to properly check the uncut / unedited gameplay videos of PGI once a week until I run out of members only videos on my channel. Okay, so it's almost like VODs for us. I can't release them all at once, or else YouTube would think that my standard for my channel is releasing 24 videos in a single week. I'll seriously I don't blame her. The secret project I was working on is a 2D animation like animated project that I'm drawing frame by frame. Damn, big ups on that if she's doing that. Big ups on that. I know that shit's not easy. It'll be a crossover between PGR, Limbus Company, and Arknights. Arknights are a great fucking game. I'm not gonna lie. The gift that attached is super low quality file in the first scene I sketched in the first video, since the actual version is of a big file. Okay. Number 3, I'll be making mini animatic / animation series for each of those games I listed, which include PGR. Oh, okay, that's gonna be cool. I have an idea for PGR already, but Arknights comes first, as I promised that I'll actually release 9 months ago. Limbus, I'm not sure what to do though. Those 3 games are the only games that I ignite my creativity at the moment, but may add more variety later. Okay. 4, does this mean you're quitting PGR and no longer recording the gameplay? I know I'm not quitting the game for sure since I enjoy it too much. I understand that, but maybe I'll continue recording the gameplay. Okay. I don't know what the future will be like with how stressed and overwhelmed I am right now. So that's the other thing too, is that you don't want to. This is big. You don't want to overstimulate your brain, and next you're poofed, you're born. You're like, wow, I don't know what to do. And that's something that I thought I was going through for a minute. Now, hey, we're back on it. We're back on the horse. We're back on the saddle. We're getting back on it. But I know if I were, it wouldn't be released once a week. It'll just be whenever I have time and feel like it. Understandable. Perhaps if everyone's okay with me not showing my model. Hey, you gotta do she's gotta do what's best for her. And if that means not showing her model, then hey, If people don't rock with that, then that's fine. They don't rock with it. But if people do rock with it and they like her for her, they gonna rock with it regardless. I don't know. Wait. I don't know. If anything, I'm more inclined to just animate a reaction about each chapter whenever I finish playing it offline. See, that's something I thought about. Is this just, if I really like the chapter enough, like if I like this was before I came, didn't mean to do that. My water fell. This was something that I thought with is that if I stuck away from the short films, I would just the chapter that I just got done playing. Let's say I just got done with chapter 26. If I liked it enough, I'd make a video on and be like, dude, this was great. I like this point. I like this point. I like this point. Then I retracted that. Now we're back to short films again. So that ain't going nowhere. So I'm not going to do that. We're just going to make my short films. And then I'll do my PGR discussions on whatever I feel like making a video on. I don't know. Playing it offline without coloring or shading as an animated video. Okay. 5. Why are you making these changes? I'm actually dealing with a lot in life right now. I have to take up the household and apply for jobs. Honestly, taking care of the household and applying for jobs all day today. Hey, she got to do what's best for her. If she hold it down the fort and she got people depending on her, hey, I do not blame her for making changes right now. Do not blame her whatsoever. Now that I got time to finally release these announcements, in other words, I don't have time to sit down and record all for more than a month or longer, so that's why I can't promise anything about PGR recordings. I can try to get it done, but quite frankly, I have more time. I have more time to animate in between tasks rather than recording and sit down sessions. All good. That's why I'm making the content type switch to free upload schedule switch because that's all I can handle. I guess that's what I was in a sense, was a free upload. Maybe. I don't know. I just post whenever I feel like it. We all got things to do behind the camera after all, so it's understandable on her side. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. 100% understandable. 100%. That's why I make because that's all I can handle. She if that's all she can handle, then people gotta respect that. And if they don't respect that, then respectfully, that's not okay. Because if you like her for who she is, y'all gotta support her regardless of what the hell she's gonna do. Let me know if you have questions or are curious about anything. I'll be sure to answer. And if you read this far, thank you very much. Very grateful to everyone in the community, hence why I'm still not giving up on content creation for my channel. Might be different from what you're subscribed for, but I will follow my heart and continue to experiment what I can enjoy. Boom. Hey, all props to her. All props to her. All right? I will follow my heart. I support her. I'm supporting her no matter what. Regardless, I've been watching her since just before I started my channel. So props to her. I hope she does what she wants. I hope that she continues to do what she likes and what she wants. And she's gonna do animations. That's big ups. That's gonna take a lot of time, and I'm gonna support it. I'm gonna support it regardless. So I hope mentally she does well. I hope physically she does well. I hope that people continue to follow her. I hope people continue to support her. And go from there. Have you ever been mentioned in her post? Yeah, I got shouted out to her a little bit ago, actually. Yeah, let's go to my channel. I'll show you. But anyway, Trailblazer Arena. If you are reading this or if you end up seeing this, continue to do you. Continue to make content that you like, that makes you happy, that you can be proud of. 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, and be like, man, I made that. I'm very glad I made that. So yeah, just continue to do you. I support you. I think a couple people in my chat support you. And yeah, just got to do what's best for you. So all ups. And I pray for all the success. But yeah, we're going to look at my channel real quick and show you, she actually did shout me out. We're going to go to my post. And right here. Boom. Oh. She shouted me out 2 weeks ago. I hope she'll still be active talking to Discord though. I haven't joined her Discord. I didn't know she had one. But yeah, I got shouted out by her 2 weeks ago. Very, very grateful that she did. Something I don't take for granted, something I cherish, something that I will talk about when I get bigger And people be like, "Oh, how did you get here?" I didn't get here alone. I got here by a lot of people supporting me. So, and like I said, I don't take this for granted. So the fact that she shouted me out and she did not need to, I'm super grateful that she did. Very blessed that she did so. And I said that in this post. I made a thank you post. So very grateful. But yeah, I hope all the best for her. But all right, now that that's out of the way,
Let us continue on with the story.
we'll go ahead. Oh, that's loud. Okay, now that that's out of the way, reminder: we are going to be doing this. We're going to do this episode. Then we're going to do polls. Then we're going to check out the skins. Then we're going to go back to the story. Anakin, what's going on? I'm doing good. I'm doing swell. You just missed it. Well, if you watched the beginning of the stream, you'll notice that I made some comments basically saying that I thought about making a pivot from stepping away from the short films and making hype trailers for my streams. TDL, that's not the case anymore. The short films are staying. Short films are here to stay. They're just going to take a little bit longer to upload just because I don't want to burn myself out and overwhelm myself with trying to get them out on the schedule. Since I want to take time to like mold the story the way I want it. And eventually, like I said, when I go move on to other games, I'll be able to maybe take what I've learned from the short films and implement them into the other games. So that's basically what it was. You didn't miss too much. We found out Cynthia is here. We found out that what the hell is his name? Short Halt had a clone. And that's pretty much the biggest ones. So you didn't miss too much. That's fair. If you ever need to switch up your style and be very different types of content, that's more than fair to take time and don't burn on it right. Hey, I appreciate you, Anakin. I really do. I thank you for that. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm just going to take a little bit more time getting the short films out. They're not going anywhere. So that's it. But yeah, we're getting ready to, I guess, make a big old fight here. Not Normal Guy says it's time for peak. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. So
Let us get into it.
episode 11, Unleashed Torrents. Oh yeah, we also just reacted to Trailblazer Arena's post about making some pivots, which I don't blame her for, and I hope all the best for her. So here we go. Unleashed Torrents. And then after this, I'm going to get water. About an hour and a half later. Everything is in place. The trio retreat to a safe zone and activate the detonator. Oh, I need to turn my volume up. With a loud bang, the great tree and all the replicated memories stored beside Cynthia turn to ashes in the blaze. The entire space turns dark amidst the shaking, reminding Lamia of the darkness she saw when she fainted from the severe pain. Oh yeah, I forgot, she's still injured. Ever since she touched that giant egg, she has a vague feeling that this entire space itself is alive.
Did the power go out?
Hard to believe there's even electricity in this forsaken place. He activates the portable light on his terminal, casting light into the dark tunnel where countless maws and fangs are glowing in a ghastly white. Oh shit! We hit the jackpot!
Turn off the light. Stand back to back. Get ready for battle.
The call comes too late to these swarms of the giant tooth amnions charging directly at Lillian, following the light. She frantically pulls out two rusty daggers from behind, but before she can retaliate, another abyssal angel descends from above, taking the bite out of her flesh. Ah! Sharp teeth pierce through the artificial skin, leaving a patch of crimson blood on her back.
Oh, shit.
The bullet, following the predicted trajectory, hits the creature clinging to her and silently slides down to the ground.
Fall back.
Shorthalt pushes Lillian aside, his sword slicing through the gaping maw just in time.
Shortheart, you still have a few grenades left in you, right?
There's one left.
Toss it and keep quiet.
With it, Shortheart immediately tosses the grenade he's been holding on to cover the two retreating from behind him. The grenade explodes in a blinding light. Standing back to back, the three of you pass eyes over the surroundings without turning on your flashlights. Click. A crisp sound echoes from up the stairs. Click, click, click. It sounds like someone's walking in a slow and abnormal fashion. Again, sorry, but I'll see the stream later. I got an exam on the 10th. Hey, you're all good. Hey, you all good. Go study up. So I got to stay in the books. After I'm done, I hope I can stay more on streams. So much love, everyone. Hey, all good. Hey, all good. So yeah, just study up. Really hone in on the exams. I hope you do well in the exams. I pray that you do good. Just continue in the books, continue to do your thing. As long as you get better 1% each day, then hey, you're all good. I really appreciate that you give different voiceovers with the characters, since it would be confusing if it wasn't for that. Oh, hey, I'm glad that I'm able to voice act different characters to make it more immersive, and on top of, like you said, to not confuse every dialogue that's happening. Like I said, narrator's got a voice, Shorthouse got a voice, Lamia's got a voice, I got a different voice, anyone else has got a different voice. So I'm glad that I'm able to bring that to the table. So, and again, good luck, everyone else.
Let's continue on.
We already did that part. The crimson particles of the punishing, like a steam rushing amidst the downpour, start gushing down from the depths as the sound slowly moves this way. Who's walking? Who's coming over here? The lights that have gone out start flickering in the comforting twinkle of the red light spots.
What's going on?
Oh. Is that Cynthia? With the darkness swallowing the light, she walks over a carpet of shadows. Oh my, it is her. She nods gently at the trembling souls, allowing the light to outline her from before darkness. Oh, outline her form before darkness finds its way back into her body again. Hurry up and run. Oh my goodness! We in a scary PGR time! Shit, we're stuck. There's nothing but those monsters from earlier back there. Domina, we need to get rid of her here and now. She's gonna join Lithos and have us cornered if we let her get her away now.
But we haven't figured out her attacks yet.
The Hedal creatures back there are gonna start jumping us if we wait any longer. We can't learn how she fights unless we fight her.
Oh, shit. Fine. I'll keep you covered.
Just make sure those things don't get in my way, yeah? Shorthall grips his weapon, standing in front of the line of the two. Ah, shit! The lights out again! Shorthall raises the gun he's been holding and takes aim at the shadow lurking in the darkness. Oh my... Dude, the music! Right when she comes close enough, the bullet hits Cynthia square in her claw. With an agonizing scream, she takes a few steps back. Watch out! The egg in her hand is missing! Behind you! A rush of crimson light bursts into your arms, shining one of your ribs before you have a chance to dodge. Your skin starts blistering right after coming in contact with the egg, and your jacket becomes soaked with the liquid that's a mixture of your blood and the red fluid of the Hedal creature. Showing up fashionably late, the two daggers thrust deep into the most crimson part. Lillian jumps up, flips over, and holds it in place with her own weight to keep it away from you. God damn, dude, the opera! The opera go crazy! The blistering wood had been made more than skin deep had it stayed a few more seconds longer than where it was. Whoa! Direct contact with the Hedal creature? Are you both okay? I'm fine. For some reason, she sounds calm and firm. Commandant? Before you can say more, Cynthia lets out another scream that sounds like a moan. My head hurts. My mind. With it, Lamia starts seeing a whirlwind of memories from people who are long gone. Enveloped in emptiness, Lamia is plunged into a deep sea of solitude, accompanied by a familiar agony.
Connect with me, Lillian.
What? I can't let them see me because no one is going to accept a wolf in sheep's skin, and it doesn't even matter that I never asked to be like this. While her chaotic memories trap her on the spot, the egg breaks free of her dagger and returns to embrace of its mother.
Shorthalt!
Shark Fate! You are just in time. You just in time. We are getting ready to fight Cynthia. So you just in time. And then also, we're going to be doing pulls after this. Here we go. In a panic, you try to alert Shorthalt to that which keeps itself hidden in the dark.
How can I possibly? A source of intelligence you will find your alert in survival.
She seeks answers from reason, only to be met with a chaotic whirlwind.
A source of intelligence. Right! The egg. We have to be careful.
You've been paying extra attention to that thing for quite a while now.
Because it hurts my head still. Hurts so much.
Like a predator that has its eyes on a target, it charges straight into the now defenseless human.
Shit!
The egg charges at the human again, and with 7 of the punishing stingers pierces the human's arm. She fires several shots at the twisted creature, which successfully drives it away in the screams of splattered blood.
Run! Or you're gonna die!
We can't do that. We can't just let her go like this. There's no going back now. We have to stop her right here and now, once and for all.
Oh yeah, we're at this part.
The pain is so excruciating that at all, but it knocks you out cold, though it doesn't seem like the world wants you to go any easier on you. Commandant, get behind me!
Why would anyone not want to live? How have you all gone crazy?
Oh.
She have a whip? Is that a whip? Is that a blood whip?
Light once again returns to the world around you, and that's when you see Shorthalt.
No.
Before the 2 very eyes, his sturdy figure shatters into countless...
Huh? Ain't no way! He got sliced and diced just like that? He done got filleted. He got filleted and turned into ground beef. Oh, no, bro.
Plummeting to the ground without even affording him the opportunity to shout or utter a final word.
Sure.
With it, Shorthalt's vital fluid and mind splash into Cynthia. It takes less than a second for the fluid to seep into her body.
How could this be? She died. She diced like butter with a hot knife, bro. She really did. And she's locked in now. We are not prepared.
The ground wiggles and swallows the pierce that pierces that was once Shorthalt.
Okay, now Lamia's gotta she either gotta come out of her form or we either running. No 2 ways about it. She's either coming out of her form or we are running.
The man who once fought for the past and future, and for Aurelia, who once looked out for the other view, has made his way back into the womb of Mother and Earth in pieces, without leaving so much as a trace.
Oh, shit. I got a fire on her.
Wait! Up there!
What?
Lillian pushes you out of the way before there's even time for you to react. The 2 of you tumble toward the corner of confusion.
The egg is coming in this way again.
It's flying? And it's super fast.
The girl struggles to get back on her feet and falls into the ground. In trembling fear, she has to lean against the wall behind her to keep herself from falling again.
Ah! The interference! It's very bad.
The egg is making an irresistible hum, tracking the one who has once embraced it.
Lillian, make a mind connection with me now!
What?
The wriggling noise is inching this way by the second.
This wild really turned the bro into ham slot. He really did! She switched into her main, bro. I didn't expect that before, too. I'm gonna be honest. Dude literally got killed in an instant. I was gonna say, he done got the Jujutsu Kaisen treatment. Again. That's twice that I've seen that now.
Come on! We have to do this!
Ah!
At her wit's end, she grabs her scarred hands. The strange sensation comes through your mind beacon and seems to explain why the girl has refused to connect with you this entire time.
What the? Lillian?
The giant egg, however, charges this way again, leaving you no time to ponder further. This time it's coming straight for Lillian.
Shit! Lillian! Oh, Watch out!
You still barely know her, but she did play her part in helping all of you find Litho's mind, but because in trying to protect you just now. Yet in this moment, she remains frozen on the spot as she trembles in fear.
Shit!
Hearing the gunshot, the egg turns around immediately, sending your last bullets flying straight into the empty tunnel.
Ah, shit!
The tunnel starts shaking so violently that it looks like it might collapse any second. Having regained her composure through the mind connection, Lamia quietly counts her blessings. Let's run! There's still hope as long as she can get out of this place. She can still live on as Lillian.
But where to?
In panic, she frantically tries to look out for a way out.
Lillian!
Like spectators in an arena, the monsters make no move whatsoever as they watch the two of you struggle to find a way out. They really just watched and just been like, well, what you gonna do now? In the dim light, the hunter walking right in front of you throws out her pet, while she circles leisurely around her prey behind. I can still... No, wait. I'm not alone. We've already...
There is nothing we can do here, and nothing here is in our favor. There is no point in trying to run from this, and people are going to die if we let her out now. Snap out of it, Lillian!
Oh, shit. I gotta pick up the sword.
She trembles as she watches you charge alone into the bitch black nightmare. Oh my god, she is a menace to society. You refuse to give up. Even with your wounds screaming in excruciating pain from the festering, you, splotchily, blurring vision warning you of your mind begins corruption. Your arms are no longer possessing their usual power, so you decide to fling the sword and take advantage of the inertia that comes with it.
Even with the odds against me, I'm fighting down to the very last ounce of my being. Kamui has taught me this much.
Ready. Set.
Fire!
As the sword is flung off, Shortheart's vital fluid lands on the egg. At the same time, the egg takes a slash out of its outer layer with the sword becoming of the sword's inertia. Wounded, the giant egg crashes onto the ground and starts wiggling hideously. You cough out a spit of blood. Feeling your head grow heavier by the second, you feel a warm tickle of fluid flowing down to the corner of your eye. And without even touching it, you know it's blood and not sweat. And you know that it has to be blood because there is no way you are going to shed tears here, not even when you might pass out cold the next second.
Alright, next round. You wanna dance? Let's dance.
The dark space around you shakes again. The monster, apparently having sensed something coming this way, steps back warily, leaving Cynthia pausing her movements temporarily.
Now! It's now or never!
Raising the sword again, and with every last ounce of your power, you deal another blow at the egg that's still struggling. The sword pierces through the giant egg and nails it firmly to the ground. With it, the egg lets out a sharp cry to the point of being ear-splitting. The cry alerts its mother. Hesitating no more, Cynthia walks over this way in hurried footsteps.
Shit! 3 bullets left.
You raise your hands, now feeling as heavy as rocks. You train your weapon squarely to Cynthia, who's coming straight up to the egg.
Gotta do this now!
At this point, you're so worn out that you lose balance and collapse against the wall behind you from flinging the shot.
God.
The monster ran in every which direction as the roaring and shaking intensify, and though you are sure that Lillian would have no trouble making out of here, not on her own if she takes advantage of this window. Should I ask her
to run for it? Can I really tell if she's an ascendant? Do a mind connection?
Your head overflows with the gazillion thoughts as your body cries in excruciating pain. On top of it, Cynthia is fast approaching you, leaving no time to think.
Lillian!
Trembling insensibly, Lillian looks back and forth between you and Cynthia, who's trying to save the egg. God, bro, I'm gonna pass out from fucking all this screaming. But I gotta keep going. There's a chance for redemption. All she needs to do is increase both her and a human's chance of making it out of there alive, as to lose her disguise and fight Cynthia as the ascendant that she is. Except, she knows that she'd be putting her own life at risk if she loses the disguise now, only to find out that Cynthia has never trusted Lamia, and she doesn't want to see what she stands to gain from that. But every second that passes by puts a commandant, someone who's trusted her, that much closer to death. But why does she care when the relationship is as good as transient? That's right. To an Ascended who keeps a safe distance from the punishing, these people are essentially coffee cups, network cables, or writing pads. In short, they're suitable for toys. But I like this one, and this is the only one I like. Bro, this is some peak fucking shit happening right now. Dude. Each chapter, this dude out here going through the most mind-shattering trauma and lived on. Dude, I'm saying, we out here, we are built different. I hate myself for not even being able to keep a coffee cup. She has to face Cynthia alone either way, whether she lets a human die or lets Cynthia see what she's here. But living in constant fear is truly torturous. Screw it! Here goes nothing! Oh, she's finally getting into it! She screams hysterically and charges toward that which she knows has no chance against. A split second later. Hey! Here we go! Here we fucking go! Her halberd blade clashes with Cynthia's long whip, and the blinding spark that ensues her mermaid form overshadows her body. I'm sick and tired of having to give up every time, and I'm sick and tired of being scared! Huh? Surrounding her, a high concentration of the punishing turns into countless blades that shoot straight at Cynthia. Might as well take a step forward if I'm gonna end up regretting it anyway! Controlled by the Ascended, the red tide around Cynthia ceases flowing. Cynthia and her head, too, have slowed down. A splitting headache hits you. The world around you seems to turn into a kaleidoscope with glass balls flying in every direction. While Lami is aflame with determination, the corrupted of your mind beacon is quickly dragging you all the way down to the darkest part that lies at the bottom of the flames. The more she uses her abilities, the faster it's wearing you down. This is what happens when one comes into contact themselves to an Ascended, and being a genius only alleviates its consequences to a certain degree. And it doesn't help that there is only a thin layer of protection standing between you and a highly dense punishing that permeates the air around you. What little light there is left starts flowing toward the mermaid. You struggle with breathing as your airway becomes clogged with blood. No longer be able to keep yourself upright, you collapse against the wall. The world around you shakes more violently by the second. It probably won't be long before this place falls apart. You see her, she who is still fighting the monster in the dark, and reach out your hand with her with every last bit of your being.
Mia.
With it, your consciousness shatters into pieces, and the world around you grows twisted, crumbles, and sinks. And the last thing you see is the mermaid holding onto the egg that's nailed to the ground. Bro, that is some peak fucking writing, dude. Ha! Insane, dude. And these cutscenes go fucking crazy. You know, watch that thing. Watch that thing be her cub. Watch that be her cub. Hey! 2-stepping. Here we go. So cute. What the hell? Oh, okay. It's our pet. The plant is now us. What are we doing here? What the fuck? Oh, we didn't even get to fight. We didn't even get to shoot it. What is happening? Where's she at? There we go. Oh, I'm locked in now. I'm locked in. After that reading, I'm ready to roll. Oh, we can't even move. Oh, wait. Here we go. Okay, so we're just on a wild goose chase now. I don't even know what they're doing. Got me feeling good, SpongeBob. Well, I'm glad I'm able to make y'all feel this way. This reading is already so good. I'm just bringing it out more. Here we go. Okay, that one's done. Up to the next. Ugh, God, I need a water. We finding you now? Finally. You are taking no damage. What the fuck? Oh, okay, we have to use the pet. Oh, never mind. We kicking our ass now. Get out of here! Nice. She does look a little bit like Ishmael in the in Lee's fight. Does look like that a little bit. Okay, now question: do we want to continue on with the story, or do you want to see me do pulls really quick and look at the skins? I'm gonna go get a water. I'll let you guys decide. Should not take like not even 2 minutes for me to come back. Be right back.
All right, I'm back.
All right, what do we decide? You're at a decent break point, so if you want to switch it, does it? Okay, looks like we're going to be taking a detour then. Oh yeah, we about to be pulling then. For the other half of Sepamon here, unless no one else plays RuPaul. I think that sounds like a new map. I think. All right, we're only 42. Oh my gosh, we're only at 42%. Chat, that is insane. 42%. We have not been anywhere. Who just? Oh, someone. I guess a bot. Bot did something. No, I guess a bot on Kick did something. So, yep, we're gonna be doing polls. I have 7,000 now. All right, here we go.
You can take a break today. According to regulations, the rest can be postponed for later. Don't worry. This isn't being lazy.
Don't worry, Echo.
It's just being reasonable with time management to prevent you from getting sick from overwork, Commandant.
God damn! Ah! Echo, I appreciate that. But we got it. We got to keep going. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Holy shit. Is that what she looks like? This is... God damn! This is her? Oh, whoa. Oh, what is happening? Oh my, oh damn! Well, that's new. That's the first time I've seen her. Okay, we have 4,870. We have 11, almost 12,000, I think. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at 1. If we can get her before a pity, that'll be nice. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Here we go. Surely. Okay, I didn't think so. I was about to lose my shit. I was like, surely we don't. Okay, here we go. Another one. Another one. Let's do it. Oh. Damn, chat. We may be going to pity. We may be going to pity here. We may very well be going to pity here. Yeah, that seems to be the case. Oh no. Oh no. Ah, fuck, we're going to pity. Son of a bitch. Fuck, we're going to pity. Thankfully, there's still a lot of time. Wait, here, we'll do this. We'll at least get it even. All right, we'll at least get it to 50. That way, the next time I'm able to do polls, we can fucking get it at we can just get pity right away on it. That is so sad. It is so sad. Hopefully we get it in these next ones. I'm hoping. Maybe. Please. Oh god, this is gonna be tragic, bro. This is gonna be tough. Come on. We got 5 more chances. We got 5 more chances. Come on. We can do it. We can do it. 5 more chances. Ah! I was gonna say, at least, yeah, exactly. At least I saved a lot. Oh, fuck. 3 more chances. Come on. Come on. Don't let me. Come on. God damn it. All right. 2 more. Oh, never mind. I don't got it anymore. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Do I have any more? I don't. Fuck! That's all right. Well, unfortunate, but we can't do anything about it. It's all right. We'll get her next time. All right, we'll get her next time. I'm not in any rush because she just came out, and how long is she out here for? Yeah, not for another month. Yeah, we chilling. Event cards? What? What do you mean event cards? Oh, I see what you mean. Actually, hold on. We could do something here. Let's do this. Yeah, you like my serum? You like how many I have? I have a fuck ton. Okay, hold on. Just gonna do this. Surely that gives me a couple more. Nope, but it does give me you. Surely gives me a couple more. Surely you give me a couple more. Nope. God. Wait. Where is... Damn it! I'm not spending money at the moment. Alright. I have no need to spend money at the moment. Shit! Alright, whatever. Wait. Nope, never mind. Alright, well, let's go look at the skins real quick. Well, hold on now. I have 8. Ah, we can do it. Wow, we have another one. Hold on. God. Oh, I'm down bad right now. Fuck. I'm so down. We just got to do one chapter and we can get it. But let me look at the skins really quick. Is it hot? Yeah. There we go. Nope. Where you at? There we go. Okay, let's look. Ooh, I like that. That's clean. That is a clean skin. I really like this skin. That's a clean skin. That is a clean skin. God damn. Yeah, that's a clean skin. That's a clean skin, I ain't gonna lie. Oh, I forgot Nanami's got one. Oh, dude, I like this one too. Damn. And then she falls asleep. I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one. It doesn't give a new outro. Oh, damn, it doesn't? That's tough. I don't... Oh, yeah, I forgot. Luna's got a new skin, too. Forgot about that. Okay, well, we did what we needed to do. Let's go back to the story. Really quick. Oh, that's not what I want. Go back to the story. And we'll continue on. What do we got? Oh, we still got like an hour left. We're chilling. All right, here we go. Episode 12, Deep Sea Suffocation. You are neither Neosithia, who tends to slowly lose her mind if she loses the egg, nor Lamia, who thrives with the egg. The collapse sends you straight into a pool at the bottom, tumbling into a deep well along with the current. The rumbling of the earthquake continues in the distance, and it sounds as though some gigantic monsters are fighting where you can't see them. With your eyes locked on the well opening, you try to make your way up, only to slide back down, completely exhausted. The fight just now was the last straw for you.
Short-heart.
You've been relying on him since you came to. You find yourself not knowing what to do, having never thought that you'd have to say goodbye this soon. Yeah, I would have never thought we'd be saying goodbye to him like that.
Varelia.
You don't know much about Scarab, but save for a few times you've seen Commandant Varela walking alongside the rest of her squad. Death is commonplace on the battlefield, but many still have yet to grow used to it. You reach into one of the pockets, and in there sits a candy he left behind.
This is for you, Short-heart.
The cool peppermint with a hint of alcohol restored some of your cool. You clutch onto the candy wrapper and put it back into your pocket.
I've got to find your name tag at least.
Your body, however, seems to be failing you. You feel as if you've been skinned alive as your clothes rub against your wounds and the cold and trembling slowly stop you from moving.
A fever?
When you put your hand onto your forehead, however, you feel a slimy lump of red. It doesn't help that your mind beacon hasn't gotten any better, and many negative and violent thoughts are now adding to the chaos.
It's trying to cut off the connection.
Except Lillian doesn't seem to want to let the connection go.
Never knew a sentence could do this. No, I can't give up. I can't give up just yet. I haven't got my pension yet. There are people still waiting for me. The world would be doomed if Cynthia is let out now.
This is what you keep telling yourself, but try as you may, you keep falling back into the same well. Rest in peace, King My High. On the Nami chapter, and we'll finish it during the weekends. Don't spoil me now. Don't spoil me. You're trapped here at your end's wits, and yet you don't know what you've been going to gain from the world out there either. Out there are countless hello creatures, an invisible Sylthia, and an ascendant who's shown her true colors. Despair fills your heart, and yet you never stop looking for tools to use in your surroundings. Suddenly, a smear flashes past, and you seem to know what it's trying to do. In the corner, it moves back and forth as though trying to show you something. Oh, these are jellyfish that have been liking to me? It's a dirty backpack. Inside is a half pack of compressed biscuits, a serum, a dagger, dozens of bullets, and two fever pills. Wow, that is very convenient. Why is a pension a dialogue? I don't know why that's a choice, but it is. The backpack looks something like a scavenger had left here for some reason, and given the timing, you can't help but wonder if this is a... Oh wow, that's new. We'll give in. We'll play to the stories what they're trying to do here. But be it as it may, you know that you don't have the luxury to just walk away from the backpack now. They taste normal, like any compressed cookies you've had, except your throat is much too dry now for them to go down smoothly.
Let's get the serum in me now.
Just like the biscuits, there is nothing out of the ordinary about the serum. With the biscuits, the pills begin to tear at your throat.
I can't even take the pills now, huh?
Hoping to make it easier for the pills to go down your throat, you turn your eyes to the stream that's brought you down here in the first place, knowing that it's probably not the safest choice of liquid. Right then, the well starts shaking more violently, and the ground slips away with what little water there was left. As you haven't suffered enough, the bitter taste of the pills fills your mouth. It takes you a good 10 minutes to swallow both the biscuits and the pill, under the upper wall of the well starts shaking again. With it, the well itself slants to the right. Some seawater streams down this way through an opening to the well's wall, bringing it with a half-filled bottle of water, and the pack of biscuits nearly hits you, or bandages nearly hit you. What is happening here? Who's throwing shit at me? The bottle is all crumpled, and you pick it up. You take the incredible sniff and take a gulp of it. Like everything you found in the backpack just now, there is nothing out of the ordinary about this liquid. What strikes you as weird, though, is the well itself.
God only knows what's coming down next. Gotta get out of here.
You quickly bandage yourself with the bandage from the backpack, and with the dagger you just found, you try to make your way up again. The dagger proves itself very useful.
Almost there.
Halfway up, however, the shanking begins again, and you have a bad feeling about it. Countless metal bars pierce through the wall, blocking the well's opening. In a panic, your hands let go, sending you falling straight back down to the bottom of the well.
Was that Lithos?
He said there was one last injection to go, which is why you need to stay alive.
This place is the last place you want to be stuck in, if that was Lithos.
You pick up the dagger again, ready to give the climb another try, but unevenness of the ground stops you cold. In the light coming down through the well's opening, you feel the ground and notice that the protruding parts seem to form a line of words. Please stay in. It's dangerous outside. Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna sit around and wait for you to come and give me the last shot, Lithos.
As the wall shaking grows more violent still, squirming writings begin to surface all around you, as though the walls were alive and were part of the head of a creature. Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Huh?
The mouth of the well is closing in. Goofing around in main character. Ooh, who is this? Words sound like a plea of a dying man. The words of the uneven wall scream out, pleading for the human to stay here.
Fine. I'll do as you say. I'll stay.
The tremors all around gradually subside as the mouth of the wall, returns to its original state, as if understanding what you said. As the painkillers start to take effect, you are awash in the wave of fatigue. At your wits' end, you lean against the well wall, before sitting down and slowly closing your eyes.
I wonder how they're holding up.
April 16th, 4 a.m. Okay, we're in a different perspective now. Grey Raven commences a blanket search in the designated area, locking onto the long-abandoned hospital as her target. Now I wonder how much time has passed. Well, it's April 16th. It's been April 15th. So it's been at least 2 weeks now. A little over 2 weeks. Since we've been missing. What lies before the three of them are now a scene of utter despair. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's right. Oh, man, I think they just found my clone. But how did my clone come out, though? Wait a minute. Hold on now. Something's a stirring here, ladies and gentlemen. Commandant. An unbearable stench assaults the scenes. Behind the hidden door is a room with 6 bodies, all bearing the same pace. Some of them are stiff, while some have started to decompose. Others are still bleeding from their wounds. There's around 3 clones, I think. Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I know Lithos said that there's 5 in total, so this is interesting. Regardless of their states, these bodies all bear tragic expressions as if trying to show what they had been through before meeting their fates. Fighting the boiling pain in her mind, Lucia grabs Liv's trembling hand. Liv. Lee. The blood. On some of these bodies is still fresh. There might still be hope. Let's check on them first. These might just be clones, or it might be the Ascendants trying to fool us, but whatever. Whatever it might be. Now, how the hell do they know that these are clones? What the fuck? How do they know that these are clones? That's fucking interesting to me. I know. Seeing Lucia struggle to find her words, Liv gently shakes her head. Regaining her composure, she quickly walks up to the blood-stained bodies to check for any signs of life. Lee, however, remains in place, looking somewhat out of it. Lee? Lee says nothing, as though he hasn't heard a thing. Lee! It's only when Lucia jolts him by the shoulder that Lee finally seems to snap back to present from a distant past. Let's check the other rooms. We're not giving up any hope. With a nod, Lee quietly leaves the pool of blood behind. He didn't give up, nor was he crushed by what he'd seen. He was just feeling overwhelmed by a familiar heartache. What he doesn't understand, though, is why he's finding it familiar. That's interesting. Breaking through the partition wall covered in dust, the trio finds a clean space between the stench and bloodstains. In the space are rows of empty cryogenic chambers, with only one at the far end containing a person who looks exactly like their commandant. This commandant? Whoa, they're commandants? Okay, so they're not just anybody's. Okay, interesting. This commandant is still alive. Lucia, call for backup. I called them a moment we entered. They're on their way now. But is this really okay? The three look at the body before them, still with a heartbeat, and exchange silent glances. Can they really turn a blind eye to that certain question they haven't been able to answer if their commandant never turns up again? What? And just exactly what would they have to do with this lookalike on the off chance that they found their commandants? Okay, hold on. I gotta review this. Okay. Look at the body before them with a heartache. Can they really turn a blind eye to that certain question they haven't been able to answer if their commandant never turns up again. What exactly would they have to do with this lookalike on the off chance that they found their commandant soon? Okay, so this is a lookalike. This is a doppelganger. I'm assuming is a doppelganger. But apparently it's not us. It just looks like us. Yes, I do the ER chapters. I do them in order based on what the story tells me to do. So like when I got done with the last bow, it told me to do Hakama's chapter, then go straight into the next main chapter, I think. So yes, I do them in order. I do them in order at whatever they order may be, but I do them in order. After a long silence, the three decide to leave the questions unanswered. Commandant Holmes had been missing for 16 days. Is that really enough time for someone, even with growth drugs, to go from birth to the state this clone is in now? These clones were here before Commandant went missing. That much I can say for sure. But when exactly did... Wait, we can hack into this terminal here. Lee brings up a projection keyboard and inserts the storage device into the terminal. After quite some time, surveillance footage from a while back is recovered. The footage shows Luthor's overseeing a couple of constructs as they move a large machine in there. What's this? I know what it is. It's a memory synchronizer the Professor Hippocrates has data on. A memory synchronizer? Yes, it synchronizes memories between two brains. It's used during the Golden Age to treat amnesia and in some illegal research. It damaged the brain easily, though, so they stopped using it. In the footage, Luthor gently caresses this machine, muttering to himself. Now, I have to bring you all here from Fort Winter. And this is where I'll be giving your memories back to you. Let's hope this machine still works. I'm sorry it took me that long to finally notice who you were. The footage ends here. Fort Winter, huh? If what he said is true, that means those people were created before Commandant went missing. Okay, so this is not us. Wait. A human skeleton. A human skeleton and all lost patients. I saw a human skeleton near the access device when Alpha and I were at Fort Winter. Is that when... A human skeleton? All in bones and no flesh? No, I couldn't date it because I didn't seem to had... I couldn't date it because it didn't seem like it had decayed naturally. But here's my guess. If there was a window of opportunity for anyone to do anything before Commandant went missing, it would have been after the mission with Wan Shi to set up the domain nodes and Logni's arsenal vaporized the Red Tide. Hold on now. We are going way, way back then. We are going all the way till like damn near chapter 14. No, the domain nodes. That was Chica's battle, wasn't it? No, domain nodes. That was Lucia's that was Liv's battle. Whoa. Yeah, that had to go way, way, way back there. Way back to just to the to that chapter. Was it Echo Ardia? That's a while ago then. Was after chapter okay, so it was after chapter 13. That's interesting that is now playing a factor. Wow. Okay. Remember how we were told to stand by in the prep room when they clearly could have helped us or used help? I do. Amanda was trying to find out what was happening but was immediately taken away. They said they need to monitor memory replays because the corrupted mind beacon. When Kurano took Commandant for the memory replays. Yeah, when they took us in that one room. Oh, not with the one room. They did take us away for the memory replays. Yeah, wow, that was a while ago. Holy shit. I remember them taking us away. I don't remember what part though. That's interesting. The fact that that's playing a part now. Nobody knew what those medical checks were for or what they took. Says Lucia, the hilt of the knife in her hand on the verge of being crushed by her grip. Damn, she is pissed. Is this all for Project Winter? But Fort Winter has been turned upside down. Why can't they just let it go already? They must have run out of choice. Perhaps probably shun them all at all costs if they manage to survive the punishment from the Purifying Force. Which is why they've chosen the thorny path, says Liv as she tries to suppress her own anger. Lithos needed memory sync because mind and self-consciousness go hand in hand, and that could have happened without memory. Damn, this is a huge lore drop. And that's why they took Commandant? So they could memory sync Commandant? Wow. Okay. Oh shit! He finally making an appearance! I get to finally voice him! It's been a minute since I voiced him. I'm sorry, mister. I've lost track of Pop and P, and Cynthia has gone berserk from being awakened prematurely. While you, severely injured, are fast asleep at the bottom of the well, Lithos is reporting the situation here to his agent amidst the chaos. Von Gut says nothing, waiting for Lithos to finish delivering all the bad news at once. He knows well that Lithos wouldn't have come to bother him if there were a workaround. The three of them are orchestrated an explosion, destroying all the mind backups stored nearby Cynthia. I can't keep her stabilized anymore with my replica mind. Hold on now, I gotta be locked in on this one. Your mind was never stable to begin with. It was only meant to serve as a sedative while Cynthia was asleep. It's supposed to crash and burn as soon as she wakes. Which is why I told you to seek reliable backup plans, even if it means taking more time. But I just hope to speed things up with your plan. He clenches his arm in self-reproach, nearly crushing them. It's my fault. I left Loki in my room, and she broke through the partition. And that's how they found out about that room. Shrek's replicated mind has been destroyed too. If we don't do something about Cynthia, the consciousness he's implanted into the cradle will be contaminated and collapse soon. And we'll lose control of this place. And of her cradle too, if that happens. That's exactly why you failed to notice it when they approached your room. I've told you to exercise your caution if you want to control the cradle with them. I've also advised against keeping Loki around. Your experiment is finished, and what you need to do now is free her from her suffering. She's one of us, though. She deserves to live. And if she does, you'll allow those humans to seek death, yet you deny Loki the same. Is it Loki who needs to live? Or is it you who needs her to live? I'm sorry. What do you make of this Commandant? I don't know. We had no idea who the connector was behind that wall when we were running mind connection experiments back at Fort Winter. Wow, this is interesting. I am not who I was then. And Pop and P is no longer the same Pop and P I connected with. Okay. So, what do you think now? Mister, I promise you that no matter what happens, I will see this plan through. He answers Von Good doubts with a promise. And I ask that you believe me. Your mission isn't finished, so don't dissolve yourself into Cynthia just yet. Yeah, I know. It's because Lithos can only die after this and that he asks his agent for help. It still pains Lithos to know that his death is being treated as an insignificant matter. Lamia infiltrated this place and took Cinderelic. Luna's pawn doesn't get here too late at all. The figure cloaked in darkness ponders for a moment. I needn't bother. Then, since it is an alpha, as long as Cynthia lives on, the cradle can be rebuilt. This Commandant is just one injection and a little time away from the fuel effect of all medication. We need to find them at once. The egg has accumulated quite a few stable shards, and this is only one step away from hatching. I just need to see it hatch and make sure Cynthia survives now. That's all you need? What are we gonna do with Cinderella if she doesn't hatch? I thought she already hatched. I thought we already established that she was there already. She's well prepared for that. She went back to Cynthia knowing this might happen. I'm not gonna stop you if you can't salvage her too. Lithos knows that this isn't something he is capable of. Not to mention that Von Gutt starts entertaining the thought of forsaking the cradle the second he learns of Lamia's invasion. Using Lamia would maximize what he can get out of Cynthia and the Commandant because he needs the cradle and the egg to connect with each other to bewitch the holder. They will tell you what happened to her a bit later. Oh, okay. Okay, good to know. Now, with the joystick gone, he's lost control of both Cynthia and the cradle. Use those keys I left to unlock the device in the control room. You'll find your last mind replica there. You mean? Right. That's the replica frame you left behind before choosing to become Ascendant. Stabilize Cynthia with it. Both Cynthia and the cradle out of control. The frame won't last long. That's why you need to eject the Commandant with the final dose as soon as possible. Leave the retrieval of the egg to Cynthia and Lilith. Okay, Lilith is there now. Lithos wants to say more, then realizes his own mistake don't give him the right to object. He once hoped to use his past self to escape back at the time when things were untarnished. Looking back now, however, he knows he can't be further from achieving it. Thinking that he has this coming to him, Lithos almost wants to laugh at himself. And while you're at this, Lithos. But the person, now a completely different man from when they first met, quietly stops him and utters the very same words he did the day when they first met. Don't rely too much on pain. This is a crazy lore drop. Gently touching the spikes on his chest that won't spare him the pain, Lithos passes through the corridor filled with the head-hole creatures to retrieve the key Von Gutt mentioned and head towards the control room. As he walks, he removes hair accessories from his head, shredding the long hair and dress that belongs to Rose, and with a sigh, changes the clothes he used to wear at the orphanage. So that's what he truly looks like? Dude looks like a bum. That's insane he looks like that. That's crazy. That is insane. God. Wow. So, Lithos needs to go control Cynthia. And to control Cynthia, we have to be a part of that. We have to be injected with the last dose to, I'm guessing, synchronize with Cynthia? I'm assuming? And then the egg's missing. So Cynthia and Lilith have to go deal with that. Cinderella is MIA for some reason. We don't know what happened to her. God, dude, this lore drop is confusing, but very welcomed. I'm sorry, Rose. I might look like you, but I have a hard time bringing myself to like myself. Pain is still the only way I know how to seek forgiveness. Let me be the person I was and face the person I was then. Until now, Lithos has been relying on pain and self-punishment to stay lucid. This is the mind beacon Lithos has always been attentive to, and he has come thus far walking down this path. And while Lithos has been replicated more times than he can ever recount, this individual knows that Lithos will always remember. At the very moment when Paper Crane, a medical chair of kind-hearted donor, had given him, was turned into a punishment chair. All those painful times he had to live through after becoming an Ascendant, one of which, of that time, he fell for the Raven's trick and accepted his help. All the feathers from the orphanage and everything Revenge had done. And now all the unbloomed flowers were nailed to Paper Crane, before they had their buds forced open and pedestals. No. I don't know what the fuck that word is. Plucked again and again until they become specimens of toys. They said that they were doing it for his good, claiming that they loved those little buds too much that they ever want to hurt him. Now, a grown-up himself, Lithos equates intense, painful tug at heart with love, having never truly experienced love at that disordered, sequestered paradise. The more intense the pain carved into his soul, the more genuine his twisted confection. All these have turned Lithos into a person he is today, one who would feed a rabbit a piece of flesh he cut off himself. What? Would feed a rabbit a piece of flesh he cut off himself? You're telling me we're eating him? I did it for the rabbit. I can't just sit around and watch it starve, can I? But what becomes of the rabbit that's tasted flesh and blood? Lithos' love had led him nowhere, much like this path has taken him this far as an ascendant. He sets out hoping to see a brand new future, only to find himself wandering further into thorns and fog. It's a reproduction part. PSI still the reproduction part on this flower. It gets more twisted each chapter, I swear. So you're telling me we actually ate him? We ate a part of his... We ate a part of him? It's a reproduction part on a flower. That's fucking insane. That is insane. Wow. He knows only too well that a villain won't stop being a villain simply because he's been victimized. Oh, okay, it's not. Okay, it's just a metaphor. Whoa. Had me freaking out there for a minute. I'm like, damn, we really ate someone. Okay. Whew. We saved. We still human. He is Lithos, and he is also Father's. He has become an offender since he was made a victim. Like he would hurt himself to sustain others. Ah, I see now. Okay. I see now. He will hurt himself to sustain others. Okay. Oof. He wishes they could all live peacefully, looking forward to tomorrow, instead of having to trek the long, twisted river that the Ascension Network and hurting so many people along the way. Having been raised by his fathers, Lithos doesn't know how to go about his life in ways of fathers have never shown him, which is why he sees that he's doing now as best way out. If the disaster train leaves no time for anyone, he needs to act now. Okay, interesting. And to that end, he doesn't care how many people he's going to hurt, so long as he can keep a handful of them safe. This is the kind of filtering that Lithos stands by. He's been tormented by what he has done, and he resorts to lying to help himself feel better. He's been telling people that he's doing these things for their good, that they have to do what he says to survive, to the point that he falls prey to his own lies. Dying on a periodic basis helps get these heavy emotions off Lithos' chest, as much as he knows that this is but a temporary getaway. His idea of an ideal death would be to get torn and crushed completely alongside Pippa Crane, which is fucking insane, all while consciously enduring torment of a thousandfold worse than what he had in the past. It's only through pain so excruciating that he thinks he can find temporary forgiveness in himself for himself. That's kind of fucked. It's only then can he bid a graceful farewell. Wow. God. He's twisted. And now we're back to Lamia. The torrents of fate drag into the deep sea with all those who have drowned. That's insane. He wants to feel so much pain that he can feel like he forgives himself, and he wants. Ugh. That's a big lore drop, and I'm not gonna lie. Half of that kind of went over my head, but I kind of saw some of the points that he was talking about. That's insane, though. That's fucking crazy. Ugh. The torrents of fate drag into the deep sea with all of those who have drowned, suffocated that they're all on the verge of death. In the endless despair, only one feels reborn. Can I do all these things now? It has hit her that she's in control of everything, so as long as she holds on to the strange-looking red giant egg in her arms. Neither the entangled sea anormies or the arrogant seafarers can help to stop the weapons in her hand. This egg? What exactly is it? Cynthia can make an attack out of its own accord, and it can make me, an ascendant, more powerful with it. I wonder if that's like part of Cinderella, maybe? Because I mean, it did show like how Cinderella did want to be part of one with the mother. And I'm assuming that's Cynthia. Strange how these hetero creatures can't use it, though. Oh, strange how these hetero creatures can't use it, though. She holds up the giant Adi for a good look. Oh my. She finds herself drawn to it the longer she keeps her eyes on it. Her mind seamlessly swaying like a flickering flame in the wind. Had it not been for the mind connection of that commandant, Lamia is sure she would have been swallowed by the same illusions that had engulfed her before. Yet she is still connected to me. This time, however, she is able to see those past those illusions with a lucid mind. This reminds me of the little match girl. In the story, the warmth and light coming from the match gives the girl the power to fight back. Lamia reaches out despite herself, her fingertips gliding over the translucent surface. Oh, whoa. Damn! Okay. Splash art right off the bat. I ain't mad about it. At that moment, the egg, like a struck match, draws her into a dazzling shopping street. She's tempted to reach it for the goods. A sudden chill makes her shiver. Lamia walks down the nearly frozen street, her conscious fragment like the scavenger's clothes. Guided by the mind beacon of that certain human whose whereabouts have become a mystery, Lamia makes her way into the street in the illusion. She looks at the phantoms on either side. Lamia art. It feels like a kaleidoscope reflecting the colored world, the ominous doctors, endless dry food, bright classrooms, and intimate friends. They almost seem like they came straight out of a child's imagination. Bro, her face looks so sad. She looks so sad. Lamia looks enviously at these things that she once longed for as she lingers by a few phantoms. She wants these wishes that these phantoms are displaying to come to her side. If only this was real. Lamia once again raises the egg with her fingertips skim over the surface. A faint red glow comes to life that shows the phantoms. Instantly, the illusion becomes real and tangible. Like a personal shopping guide, the egg starts showing Lamia the life she yearns for. At 11:30 a.m., Mother prepares a hearty breakfast with a gentle call. The forever 16-year-old Lamia wakes up from a boredom filled with toys, books, and stuffed animals. At noon, after breakfast, she opens her terminal to find 99 messages from her friends, each one kind and eager for Lamia's reply. At 1:30 p.m., when she finishes replying to all those friends' messages, Lamia takes her father's spaceship to school in Babylonia. No, don't replay my memories! Be peaceful. At 1:30 p.m., when she finished replying to all her friends' messages, Lamia takes her father's spaceship to school in Babylonia. At 2 p.m., she walks to the classroom surrounded by her classmates and teachers. Her teacher proudly announces her as the top scorer on the test. At 4:30 p.m., when school ends, she hangs out with her friends. They take pictures for the memory, and everyone wants a picture with Lamia. At 7 p.m., Father picks her up in his spaceship, and of course, Mother has already prepared dinner and a late-night snack. Anyone who has experienced a truly ordinary daily life can tell that these scenes are anything but ordinary. If anything, they seem more like scenes coming straight out of a life of a princess in a fairy tale. Well, it is the little princess, or the mermaid. What price does one need to pay for these wishes to come true? What are the potential risks? Lamia has no time to think about these. Mother. Despite herself, she's drawn toward that figure. Following her choice, the egg locks onto the future where Libya survives. Who the fuck is Libya? Oh, that's the doctor. No, that's her mother, I think. Yeah, that's her mother. Wow. Lamia stands in the corridor, watching as the egg shows a peaceful golden age. She finds herself back in that familiar home, in that familiar living room. The doctor was Lustra. Okay, yeah, I got those two mixed up. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm flipping something here. She finds herself back in the familiar home, in that familiar living room, seeing her mother, whom she knows yet well barely recognizes, busy working at the workbench on something that Lamia can't understand. Mother? The piercing cold seems to diminish slightly with her presence. Mother, Is there anything to eat for dinner? There's plenty in the fridge. Help yourself. I've still got work to do, which is illustrious. Mother is expressionless, like there is nothing the dream life Lamia has envisioned. Yet this future is based on reality, with only the minimal nodes changed. Where is this fridge? Mother? Finally looking at this way from work, Mother looks indifferent and makes no effort to cover her annoyance. So stupid you can't even find the fridge. Can't even imagine you'd last a day without me around. I gave up my entire future because of you. How much longer are you going to keep me stalled with all these trivialities of life? These words shattered the observer's heart, sending ripples across Lamia's mind. I'm out of time. Her tone suddenly grows poignant, catching Lamia by surprise. Go away. She now speaks in the same cold tone. Leave us alone if you got nothing else to do and to ask. We need to work. Mother, may I ask you a question? You have 1 minute while I wait. Didn't we already read this? 30 seconds. Mother, is it true? 15 seconds. Is it true that she wouldn't have died if I hadn't been around to begin with? Constructed from wishes, the simulation in Lamia's future collapses completely and merges with her path. It is on that fateful day that Lamia asked the question, one that has been weighing on her heart for far too long. Have you finished the problems I gave you last time? Sorry, but too difficult for me. In that test book? He cast Lamia cold, silent before standing up to leave. She despised her own ignorance whenever she was given problems like these. If only I could get out of here earlier. The world out there had answers I needed to answer all these questions. Change a few more nodes. The egg burns up once again, illuminating the world behind Lamia and revealing countless flickering figures before her. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Lamia, the young scientist the world has ever seen. Okay, now this chapter is just dragging. This episode is dragging on. I'm not gonna lie, this one's getting me really fucking bored. We're just seeing different realities of Lamia doing different shit. I don't really care. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care. Just move on from this. Brimming with excitement from the stage, the host welcomes a petite figure. Now, let's find out exactly how amazing this kid is. Dr. Lamia. Yes? Let me summarize the task from all today's meetings and chat records and organize the schedule for tomorrow. God damn! Sure. I'm not gonna hold you, Chief. I'm not gonna lie. You mean hold or lie? It's just getting. You're telling me that I'm gonna have to continue to look at fucking different illusions? Oh, God. No wonder this fucking chapter's so long. Half the shit is just us looking at different fucking scenarios in Lamia. Oh, God. Dr. Lamia, can you help me? Can you help solve a math problem? Sure. I'm passing by enjoying ice cream. Slow roller coaster that's going uphill. Okay, so I'm guessing this is necessary then. I will stick to it. God, this reminds me of fucking Kao Long's no, this reminds me of Chong Yun's floating record. That, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking did not like that. I really disliked that chapter. That was not my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. That was not my favorite. Oh, dude, I was slumped. That was terrible. New version. Let's get one. God, this is reminding me of this one, though. But I know it's necessary in a sense. Let's just continue going on with it. Really? I didn't know that. Did you hear that? If you don't want to go to school, you just wait for some magic to fill your head with knowledge. You'll end up in a jar. Turn into a service AI with a bunch of other people. The last chapter of this main story chapter. What do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
And now comes a blind draw for Dr. Lamia. We've got a classic human gray, playful monkey pink, and a mermaid edition the world has yet to see. The audience applause can be heard from the television as the terrified child starts crying out loud amidst the cheers. The camera isn't showing Lamia's face, but the child can already speak volumes for her. Order now in all the major specialty stores! Dad, look at this! On the bustling street, the Polish Bond chapter in the distance. Oh, is that the newest chapter? That's the last chapter of this one. I see what you mean now. Oh man, don't tell me it's gonna be like that. Don't tell me Polish Bond's gonna be like this. It's gonna be a fucking slow burn. Is it really? Is it gonna be a slow burn? I hope not. That's gonna be bad. On the bustling street side, a side girl passing by the window lands as she pats the head of the product. This looks like a monkey. Oh, no. Damn it. Oh, okay, I don't mind reading, but then there's something called too much reading. There's something called too much reading, okay? That's something that... There's good reading, then there's reading for a little bit longer, then there's too much reading. God damn, don't tell... Fuck! Let's just hope it fucking delivers then. Let's hope that fucking let's just hope once I get through this roller coaster, it delivers after fucking wasting my time on this shit. Same thing with Polaris Bond. I'm gonna go through all that reading. It damn well, but it'd be good by the time I'm done with it. Lamia finds herself by Atlantis corridors, watching as countless researchers pass by, coldly like mindless drone. There are some interesting parts about it, but maybe around 60% of it is just reading. It's a good chapter. All right. Well, hey, it's like I said a little bit ago, is that I'm in the storm now of reading all this, but once we get through it, we'll be on to the other chapters. So we just gotta push through. We gotta continue moving on. She tries calling the names, hoping to get some emotional support, but doesn't get any response, which leaves Lamia stranded as she watches the humans and machines pass her by in the ordinary fashion. When they pass her by, they move her around, reminiscing the cells, avoiding a blood clot that is still processing the formula of a blood vessel, or tourists passing by an animal's cage. She lowers her head, holding the empty coffee cup in her hands and caressing the engravings on it. Gotta keep pushing the CP. I'm saying, I know once I get over this hill, the view's gonna be nice. The view's gonna be good. It's her yet to be realized wish in the form of a bunch of crooked letters paired with a meaningless layout. Wanna bet on your luck? Wanna bet that you be sent to a legal orphanage instead of getting dragged into some inhuman experiments? Luck, huh? As long as she has luck on her side, nothing bad is gonna happen to her after she gets out of this place. She'll finally be able to go to school, which read about in the books. That's where she can enjoy bathing in the sunlight and listening to the calls of cicadas and the laughter of people. But the teachers would start with their basics and guide with them patience. It's okay if mother isn't perfect, as long as I get to live happy life and a normal person going to school. The egg glows red in her arm. She pats it devoutly and closes her eyes. Oh my gosh. All of a sudden, through the afternoon sunlight, the calls of cicadas and a piece of chalk comes flying at Lamia, who sits in the second to last row and slants squarely on her. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be speeding up my reading just a tad so that we can get through this. Lamia, daydreaming again? The entire class burst into laughter. No, I wasn't. Then answer the question. I just went over. She frantically picks up her textbook and flips to the right page, but even with the gentle reminders of the desk next to her, she still can't answer the question. Alright, cool. Alright, we're cool with it. I'm going for it. You're not cut up for this. Your mother signed you up for the intensive program, thinking her daughter was so knowledgeable. I'm starting to think she intentionally put either me or you through the suffering. In her silence, the entire class burst out laughing again. The cozy sunlight casually calls to cicadas and the laughter of friends. Everything she has said and hoped for, yet falls short of her expectations. This is a rare opportunity. I need to make it count. She picks up her textbook, studies, practices, and then dozes off again. Okay, it's nighttime now. It's not until the school bell rings and everyone getting ready to leave the classroom that Lamia finally stands up from her seat and quietly sighs in relief. I'd be perfect if I could skip all these classes and go straight to when school ends. She lowers her head, the egg in her hand, revealing that its intended purpose, and try to dumbfound school a little if that's possible. Number school would do. Polishing the egg, Lamia changes the 31,206 keynotes in one go. Lamia figures that she'd be okay going back to the time when her mother wasn't around, and there's nothing she can do to change her mother's mind about sending her to an advanced school. Humans of the Golden Age didn't get masters of technology and to control time, but Lamia is sure that she cannot count on the people in the future, and that egg will take care of her just in time. It's kind of like the genie. It's kind of like her rubbing the genie bottle. And she decides that she is not going to bother with the number of changes every time the node she sees on the Phantoms, and she doesn't want to see the impact they might have. She knows that her wish had been fulfilled when the dreadedly tedious classroom disappears, leaving her in the after-hour tranquility. Lamia finally found her long-awaited peace and happiness, as well as a life of an ordinary person that fits her definition of ordinary. As the 4 seasons fast forward, Lamia goes through the college and enters the workforce, and she is now a tour guide working at the Copperfield Aquarium. She finds work more tedious than school, and she curses her life even when she only needs to show these 3 visitors around a day. Before she knows it, however, the fateful day comes. The alarms that flooded Atlantis are now blasting through the aquarium, letting everyone know that the punishing is here. The visitors and staff run for dear life in every which way, standing in escaping crowds. Lamia tries fast forward in time, only to realize that the world becoming engraved in a faster pace as she does so. She doesn't want to be the construct again and dies in the hands of cleaning robots and fleeing. God damn! If only the punishing never happened. Lamia desires inflate, but when she once again raises the almond egg, the Phantoms offer no answers. The tower couldn't erase its own existence nor the punishing. What do I do now? Going through the memory to find someone she hopes she can talk to, she suddenly recalls Roland. I wonder what Roland would do with this opportunity. With the snap of her fingers, Roland materializes before her. You're letting me this egg. That can fulfill any wish. It doesn't exactly fulfill any wish, though, which is why I wanted to see what you do. Well, he takes the egg and without a moment's hesitation chooses to fulfill a childhood wish. Dectors! You have a great night. I thank you for staying. I thank you for staying while you can through this dreadful of this reading right now. I'm sure I'll see you around. I'm sure we'll chat it up again. So hey, you be good. You be safe. Like I said, I'll see you around. Just as Roland has hoped, the life progresses without any hiccups. A life of devoid falsehoods and drama, mundane ordinary to the core. He stays by his mother and brother, repeating the daily chores, schoolwork, and childhood games for the life of endless and visible at a glance. Don't you find it boring? Deeply engrossed, Roland says nothing. But what would you do when the punishing hits? She was hoping Roland would show her what to do on the day the alarms echo through the square. Roland simply makes the same decision. She does more candidly than ever. He bids farewell to his loved ones and waits for death to come knocking on his door. I think that's pretty much it. Roland shrugs. They abandoned me in the real world. We might be looking at a different script here, but lies ahead are lies all the same. It was a great dream, but I really enjoyed it. Can I lend you the egg and ask you to give it another try? You want me to believe the lies? Burst into laughter, I'm set up an accident, and fuse up a mood. Roland turns his half-year-old over the cradle so he faces down, in the end before it starts. It's over. In the empty corridor, Lamia finds herself all alone once again. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, we'll do this episode. Hopefully it's not going to take fucking 15 minutes. We're gonna hope. In Plato's Allegory of the Cave, he compares the uneducated group of Dora prisoners chained from cave to birth. In all the alacrity, the prisoners face a lightless wall in a cave chained so that they can't turn their heads. People outside the cave of these prisoners by carrying torches with light shine upon the weapons, passerby, and mechaniques. I'll tell you this right now. Oh, son of a bitch! Okay, well, we're just gonna try to get through it then. The prisoners, on the other hand, see nothing of shadows projected on the wall because they have been facing the wall. Seeing no real objects, they naturally come to believe that the shadows are only reality. Son of a bitch. This is gonna be fucking terrible. But hey, we gotta get through it. If they were suddenly freed from the shackles, stepped out of the cave, and forced to look directly at the fire and accept all that they used to see were illusions, they would surely feel pain in the process, and confusion too. Oh, I like the background. Just like a mermaid princess venturing above the surface for the first time seeing, gazing at a kingdom she's never seen behind the reefs. I would say, at least we're now at the halfway mark. That's the good thing. So that way when we stream on Saturday, we should hopefully either be damn real close or get done to it. Just like the little girl lurching for a first time, clutching glimpses of all her desires in the light. just like the Cinderella asking for fairy godmother for the first time to let it go to the ball. Now Lamia too finds herself questioning herself between opportunity and reality. What do I do exactly? Until this day, if someone asked her what she desired, she would have answered without hesitation. But wishes no hold value of thinking all come true like a breeze. She finds herself feeling lost with all these vibrant fluids laid out before her. Then take another step forward and a bit more greedy and make all your wishes. The egg is lying quietly in Lama's arms, softly tempting her. He hopes Lamia will be dominated by her desires and insusceptible to the status quo. Then he wants to do the opposite of the egg so badly that she refuses to help the Commandant who wants the egg dead, so the Commandant can slowly weaken with the ejection and return to Mother's loving arms. Right, another match. The one-winged girl too whispers softly in the midst of the bizarre illusions. If this makes you happy, I want Mother. Wanted to fulfill her wish and be happy. Wanted to ask if it really because of me. Oh, please don't blame it all on me. 32 times the nose can be changed. A baffling image flashes past her sight, in that a crack of some sort. Lamia decides to ignore it. Knowledge. I want answers to all questions of my true self. 172 times the nose to be changed. The crack seems to have grown a bit. Friends. I want to believe that everyone I want to be like everyone else and not a monkey in the zoo to be stared at. Oh damn. 192 times the nose to be changed. But these are still ordinary lives that people in peaceful times have had. They're not grand enough to be wished. I want to be a pop star. Oh. Whoa. Oh, that's her skin. That's her skin that came out. Lamia, the superstar latest single, Abyssal Melody, the cover. Wow, it's breathtaking. Ah, Lamia. The observer in the corridor seems her danger seed by the wishes. Damn, I sounded like a Mexican announcer. Take off your skin. What? I want to be acknowledged, teacher, so that the best of the students will humbly seek my advice. The observer knows that these are consequences of tampering with time and that she will tear the world apart if she doesn't stop. I want to be alarming fantasylogist? Everyone in need of the conservation area, thanks for your selfish kindness. Please do all allow us to make a game based on your beautiful body. It's going to last for centuries to come along with your name. I want to be more powerful than Alpha. This power bestowed upon me and my monstrosity of purity, Gabriel. The decayed skull reflects the mermaid's bleached figure. Master, you arrived. Awakened by the rift, punishing pervades and land lasts ever. Commence evolution, Poppin, becoming a superior being that you are meant to be. Poppin is an ascendant in the future confirmed. No, there's more to it than that. More child living Cynthia than a cradle sought out appears in this world drowned in a crimson flood. The tragedy of Pooh Park is about to begin and repeated manifold. It is the future she hopes for, or is the destruction led by ignorance? The mermaid, lost in wishes, remains oblivious to the danger. I will rise above the Ascension Network and make all the agents bow before me. This planet too is ready to hatch. Her wishes are innocent and her daydreams commonplace. The observer knows that the world couldn't bear the consequences of having these nodes altered. And the mermaid who makes these wishes is walking down the safe corridor of the fourth dimension as she adheres and admires the countless futures illuminated by the egg. In the future simulations, Lamia has lived through countless lifetimes, having all of her wishes fulfilled to the pointless of desirelessness. What wishes do I have left? She keeps asking and keeping her eye dimming on the egg and the fading mind beacon as she ponders on how to make her remaining chances count. In the mirror at the end of the corridor, she saw a shadow of Atlantis. Mirror. This brings Lamia back to those times when she sat on the other side of the screen looking at the dead and seeing an old ideal world from reality. She wants to reach out to those who are no longer there, like fishing for a reflection on stars in the ocean. Stars? When you see the live 2D background, the information stops being yap and starts giving important lore. Okay. So there's a live 2D coming up. Nice. And then that's big lore that we have to remember. Okay, so then I'll take my time when I read that then. The thought of the sea looks at the reflection of the stars and makes her final wish. I wish to venture to the starry sea and see the starscape you long for. I want to understand why is it you chose to move forward even at the cost of your lives. Okay, here it is. Okay. Lamia steps into the starry sky and leaves the solar system behind in a breeze. She raises her head, looking puzzled. I'm not gonna lie, this live 2D looks fucking amazing. This is really good. To her delight, she realizes that she has no trouble transversing black holes yet to be explored by mankind. She skims distant stars, feeling for the full outline of the universe beyond human cognition. She becomes nothingness to an eternal cosmic warrior. She sought all physiological answers, and yet she doesn't know what significance these questions hold nor what the answers mean. Jumping at her, these words are no different from a foreign language she's never studied. I've seen the answers to the science and everything unknown. I was gonna say, this reminds me of Nanami's, her last bow, when she was in, like, the multiverse or something. And yet, seeing them, and she is able to do with the answers, existing beyond the darkness that shrouds the cave permanently. These unknowns remain a puzzle to her, so much so that she isn't even aware of them. She embarks on the endless journey through which she embates the seas and stars. After a long period of bewilderment, she finally comes to grips with the meaning of all that could be seen and their significance. Upon touching the edge of the universe, the darkness that has clouded her mind begins to fade. The mermaid, dancing among the stars, looks back and laughs at the wishes she had just made. Singing, earning people's respect in the vast universe, these desires seem to be pretty to the point of laughable. I like that. That's a really nice detail. She sways her tail and swims back to Earth. She plucks the moon in a breeze and toys it with her hands. Earth is a hilt that ties the swallow of the land, sinking Atlantis, the place she once held dear, to the bottom of the sea. The few remaining souls vanish beneath the sudden tide, their suffocating cries failing to reach her ears before Mother devours them all. Okay. Mother, I'm assuming, is Cynthia. She gazes at the truth, indifferent to the destruction she lets herself drift around the story sees. I'm also not gonna lie, her boobas are crazy. The rise and fall of 1,570 cosmic civilizations cycle like sunrise and sunset under her watch, flowing incessantly. Under the unyielding laws of cosmic wars, the key in her hand, just like the moon, is nothing but a toy, or a substitute for a toy. Bro, her eyes. They're bloodshot, but holy shit, they look good. As time flows ever faster, eases of the countless years and ages, turning Lamia as silent as the stars themselves. It's a strategy to keep the metal creatures distracted for sure. Oh yeah. When the stars see before her eyes collapse to zero, the light of the mind beacon and reality will too extinguish. P1 vibes with fish time. Clipped. Hey, all right, hey, it is what it is. Vibes with the fish. That's all right. Hey, it's chilling. Time's up. She gazes lovingly at the universe as it reboots in the simulation, refusing to return from this immensity to a reality she knows to be dull and draining. Reality. Lamia in the real world is still the same villain who needs to fight with all of her might to survive, making most of her wishes nothing but a far-fetched fantasy. So basically, she's just like daydreaming, but knows like, I have to go back to be the villain and do what I want. As much as I would like to be the princess, the person, the human, I can't, because I am who I am now. By now, Lamia is very clear about the egg's intended purpose. State your goal, and it will fill the path to your goal with the actions it thinks you need to take, after which you'll be shown what it is like after everything goes as you wish. But all these actions are in the past. Could it be that Vanguard has figured out a way to travel back in time? Oh, okay. Lamia suddenly recalls that Luna has mentioned in passing that Vanguard was looking for a key. I wonder if that's the key then. Or if so, it's either Silty is the key or this egg is the key. A key. If the egg is the key, what door can it open? As Lamia murmurs to herself, the phantoms around her immediately show. Okay, now that the live 2D's gone, I can speed run this again, which is probably what we're gonna do. With the light that remains from the might beacon. When was that weird tower? You're catching on. Turn red again? So he wants to revert everything back to its original state, I'm assuming. Okay, never mind. We can't. We're back in the live 2D now. Okay, no, it's still important. Okay, I won't. But how is she supposed to go to that tower in the clean zone? And how is she supposed to make that tower red again? But it could be a second tower, right? How is she supposed to travel back in time using the tower? I'm assuming with the egg, maybe? How is she supposed to change the time nodes she's seen in her simulations one by one? Oh, does this have something to do with Lee having to fight the boss and seeing, I'm assuming it was Ishmael, talk about you've reached the gate of Pinnacle. You can go through it if you want, but if you go back, you're not going to be able to remember anything? I wonder if it has something to do with that. Where exactly is Vonnegut trying to go by doing this? Okay, yeah. See, I'm big braino. I'm big brain. I'm glad I'm able to put two and two together. Like, I see now. While Lamia still doesn't know the answer to these questions, she now sees how important the egg is. This is what Luna and Vonnegut. Oh, Luna's after it as well. Okay. And she's basically like, I can either do what Luna wants, what Vonnegut wants. I have the power of the ego, so I can do whatever I want with it. Which is why I'm assuming they're after Lamia so bad. Because she's able to resonate with the egg. I'm sure this is the solution to all the issues that came with the refiltering. Refiltering? It finally hits Lamia. Okay, big lore here. Just like the corrupted, the minds of agents have been corrupted long ago, yet their minds are stable enough for their self to persist. Okay, so their minds are corrupted, and their agents have been corrupted long ago, yet they are able to be stable enough to their self persist, which is why we're able to see them have consciousness and be able to think, like what Lamia is doing right now. Perhaps to humans, agents and ascendants are already as dead as the corrupted. So I'm wondering if they're basically like, we know that they're corrupted just, with the conscious. And if they're gone, I wonder if they just go gone forever. Like they're just dead. Like that's basically like, this is like their consciousness is their life force in a sense. And then if they lose that life force, they're donezo. They're dead. Losing connection with the Ascension Network means losing oneself, which is why it's so hard to break free. Okay. Transcendents, though, slightly different, are still subject to the control of agents or ascendants. They're basically like, there's the captains, they're the sub-captains, but they don't have enough power. The punishing inherently stores the vast amount of ownerless mind data. The data conjugates, which in turn allows the Ascension Network to upgrade. Okay, hold on. The punishing inherently stores a vast amount of ownerless mind data. The data conjugates, which in turn allows the Ascension Network to upgrade. Does that mean basically like the Ascension Network just gives them more power for them to quote-unquote upgrade? I guess I can see the resemblance. On one hand, she has the consciousness and information of ascendants left in the Ascension Network, their original selves. On the other hand, there is a cobbled selves forming from all the ownerless consciousness and information. Essentially, okay. The essence of refiltering is the evolved weight of these cobbled selves that overrides the agent's authority. Okay. Basically meaning you're going to have this power, the cobbled selves, whether you like it or not. This is the parade of the punishing virus, where the message contained proclaimed their autonomy. Okay. They aim to break free from the control of agents, the coalescence into independent entities. So, okay, so the Ascension Network basically is like its own little entity, and they're just using the Ascendants / corrupted as their way to basically control them, which in turn gives them full fucking reign to do whatever they want. Okay. That's very interesting. That basically the Ascension Network just wants to use these ascendants for their own own well-being, to take over them eventually and live independently as their own selves. But they're refusing it because I don't know if they're refusing it, but they're accepting it, that power. Wow, dude, this is some crazy lore. And I'm big braining this shit right now. This is insane. If left unchecked, one day it becomes a vast army, merging into an unbeatable, incomprehensible, indescribable monster. So is that so are the wait a minute, so does that so are the twins essentially what they want? Is the twins essentially like how they get it? It gets lore in the chapters after post. Okay. So so the twins are basically like a quote unquote successful attempt. Since they're not ascendants, they're corrupted, but they have their own mind and thinking. Oh shit! Didn't mean to do that. Well, chat, you get to see the games that I have on my desktop. Maximize. Here we go. One that will bring destruction to both human and ascendants. Okay, so now this is no. We already knew this was no longer just humans versus corrupted. This is now humans versus corrupted versus ascendants versus the Ascension Network now versus Kurano and other corrupted people, and the ascendants are now being in the same thing. We are getting info territory, at least for me. But the red tide hetero creature stuff is different from the Ascension Network stuff. That's what I'm assuming. That's what I think. I used to be like silver elite, but then I stopped for a long time, for a while. But I've been on and off with it so far. Okay, so territory, yeah, this is whole new territory for me. This has been new territory for me. But the red tide hetero creatures stuff is different from the Ascension Network stuff. Okay, so then basically the Ascension Network is like it. I'm assuming the Ascension Network birthed the red tide, which I'm assuming it like we agreed is its own thing from the Ascension. Oh wait, hold on, no, it's not. Wait, I'm mixing this shit up. Red tide hetero creature stuff is different from the Ascension Network stuff. Yes, they're different. Okay, so. Red tide different from the Ascension Network. Don't know what the fuck that is then. We don't even know what the red tide is. It just showed up out of nowhere. Agents must undergo refiltering to reclaim their authority. The fact that Lamia is the person out of all the ascendants, she's the one that's fucking learning about this is fucking ironic. Agents must undergo refiltering to reclaim their authority. Okay. It's not just about survival, but for the sake of the more distant future. So that's why Vanguard created the egg / key. Okay, he created. So then that makes me wonder if is Cinderella in there? Is Cinderella the key? Because we don't know what the fuck happened to her, or if she just fucking Cynthia. The egg, being a highly concentrated punishing heteromer, likely stores a consciousness that absolutely obeys the ascendants. Not only can it help ascendants pass refiltering, but it can also come up with simulations using the messages stored in the punishing. So it's kind of like assault. The messages in the punishing have a fourth dimension to it to begin with. Oh, kind of like how Nanami's, who I think that was whoever, I don't know who the fuck, it looked like it was future Nanami. Whenever we seen her in Chico's chapter, we saw, I'm assuming it was a future Nanami. We saw her make a message to bring back time for us to leave in Bianca's lamp, because we do remember that. We do remember. Even Asimov confirmed it, like, oh, hey, there's something in here that we have no clue what the fuck it is, but we basically were able to decipher something from something. That's interesting. Lamia's gaze travels through a starry sea and into the past. Okay. Here we go. That giant hetero creature from back then. It was meant for creating a big enough signal tower too, acting like the hetero tower at that point. They did get their messages from the future, but humans beat them to it. We getting somewhere, chat. I'm making clockwork of this shit right now. They probably wouldn't even have brought up Project Sylthia had Von Gut gotten into what he wanted. I get it now. The messages are not unlike the fire on a torch that shines through the dark. And this Lamia figures is exactly what Von Gut is after. Okay, hold on now. The message is not unlike the fire on a torch that shines through the dark. And this Lamia figures is exactly what Von Gut is after. Okay. At the same time, it also hits her. That Sylthia, who's laid the egg, is connected to the doors of all sizes to begin with. Okay. Oh, so that means if Von Gut got his hands on Chico, that would have been a big fucking door for him to open up. Just as the hetero hive mother connects hetero sapiens in the red tide, she has become their central processor like a queen bee. Okay. I can use that to control the hetero creature she gives birth to if I can get my hands on her. Okay. Okay. Hey, we getting somewhere now. The egg. Now, this is something I do like. Yes, that reading was fucking raunchy, but look at where we're at now. Look at the peak writing we're getting from this. The egg, the key to the tower, and Sylthia, the queen bee controlling all the hetero creatures. This is what Von Gut wants out of the Project Sylthia. And this is pretty useful to me, too. While Lamia has come to grips with how to use the egg, she still hasn't quite wrapped her head around what's made Sylthia the queen bee that she is. I want to know about Sylthia. Contrary to her swelling ambition, the mind beacon is growing weaker still. Is this the human severing connection, or are they about to lose consciousness? Now of all times? Oh! Now I see why we play a part and why she hasn't severed her connection, because she's at that moment, at that time and moment when we're fucking losing sleep. Boom. She's in here doing this. She signs in resignation, having realized that her mind connection is about to end. I just need to get out of here with the egg and head for that tower. That's where my wishes have a chance to come true, which is I'm assuming the hetero tower. Question is, how does she get out of here? Lamia knows that her mind would go berserk, which would lead her to destruction if she can't establish another mind connection that allows her to use the egg. Does that mean that she has to beg the human? Is she supposed to deceive and use the person like what all villains do? The Grey Raven Commandant. She feels reluctant, but why? Lamia withdraws her thoughts from wandering in the cosmos and stars, sketching the contours of human anew. That particular human once mistook Lamia for Lillian, yet overlooked Lillian's suspected distortion and instead showed her trust. Did the Commandant do that because there was no other choice, or are they actually people willing to be kind to her? We're just willing to be kind. I can't believe this still bothers me so much. Lamia looks back at her newly made wishes and laughs in self-desertion, and when she notices something shared between them. Just as the people of Atlantis pursue the distant cosmos and stars, Lamia too chases after them. After all those who step into the light out of the cave to see the real world. She longs to be as formidable as they are, to stand where they do, to see the landscape they've seen, and to step in the very starry sky that would sacrifice their very own lives to touch. I'm done staying in the ignorant cave. Oh yeah, so she transfers to her real self now. Dude, the background music is very soothing. It really sets the tone. As her daydreams come true into the shadows, Lamia finally understands her true desire. Carefully holding onto the egg in her hand, she asks the question of her heart's desire, one rooted in reality, yet she's been too afraid to face directly to all the silent stars. Please tell me, the one who just discovered who I really am, will they forgive me? That's interesting. All right. That was some fucking huge lore drop, chat. That was insane. Wow. God, you kind of have to take a step back and like, whew, we just got one of the biggest lore drops so far. Or at least for me, where I'm at. That's insane. Holy shit. Oh man, that was insane. Wow. Whew. So the fact that this egg opens to a lot of doors. It was absolutely worth reading. I ain't gonna lie, that was worth reading. That's insane. Wow. To wrap that around your head too is insane as well. So okay, well we now know the reason why Vungan's after this. We know why Siltia is so important, and why we are important. Because if Vanga gets a hands on us and puts us into Siltia, we act as a source of beacon for him to be able to go in there. So. Wow, insane. So, okay, well, chat, it's been one hell of a ride so far. We have still, what are we at right now? What are we at? We are at 40, we're not even halfway yet. We're at 48%. We have not even hit the halfway mark. That is fucking insane. We're not even halfway yet. So Saturday, we're just gonna be fucking trying to get through that. I don't think I have anything going on Saturday. If I don't have anything going on Saturday morning, I'm gonna probably try to see if I can get through that in one go. Since if I don't have anything going on Saturday, we'll probably just go a little bit longer than 3 hours, which I don't mind with. That way, when we do move on to like Tuesday stream, we're already on Eon Reforged. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if I don't have anything planned Saturday morning, we're gonna try to get that done in one go. If I do have something planned, then we'll have to finish it Tuesday. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know. Probably ahead of time. I'll probably let you guys know Friday night. On it. It's got me. I'm hooked. This game has already got me hooked from the start, and this story is already kind of getting me ready to roll for like, okay, let's see what's gonna happen here. So that's the plan. I'm excited. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be fun. Y'all gonna see it. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see my pure raw reaction. Like it's real. It's authentic. So one more thing before I go. The short film for Echoes chapter that should be out tomorrow. I'm gonna work on it tonight. Finish what I need to get with it, and it should be out tomorrow. The short film will probably I have to try to keep that short film compact. Like tomorrow, it's not like 12 minutes. I do have to leave out some parts, but I do try to hit the main important parts, basically. So, we're gonna see. Like I said, the short films I'm still gonna be cheetah-totting with lengthwise, but they're still gonna be coming out. So look for the short film to be out Saturday. I'm gonna be staying up. I'm gonna probably have to stay up late tonight to get it done. And then after that, once that short film's out Saturday, the schedule for those short films will just be when you see my post. I'm not gonna try to get a schedule on them just because I'm gonna end up fucking blowing burn and steam out of my head just because of how trying to get a deadline on it. So we're just gonna take it one day at a time on it. So, anywho, I don't want to keep you guys here any minute longer than needed. I thank everyone here for tuning in and watching me. I'm so very beyond grateful to be able to do this. Yeah, it's a surreal feeling. So, anywho, everyone, you have a good Thursday. You have a good night, a good evening, a good morning. You all stay safe out there. And I'll catch you all Saturday morning, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm out. Peace.